La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. Sempre un amabile, leggiadro viso, in pianto in riso e menzognero. La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento pensier di pensier di pensier.
Welcome to the Whatever Dating Talk podcast, coming to you live from Santa Barbara, California, every Sunday and Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. I am your host, Brian Atlas. I'm joined by my co-host, Kiki. She's, if you can just kind of move, like kind of, there, yeah, she's, there she is. All right. We got a full house today, guys. So anyways, a few quick announcements before the show begins. Guys, this podcast is viewer supported, make nearly nothing from ad revenue, and we just caught a 6-month suspension from the TikTok Creator Fund, so please consider sending a super chat. All super chats will be displayed in Stream Overlay. Carson, if you can, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's fine. So yeah, all super chats will be displayed in Stream Overlay. I will read all super chats $20 and up. Oh God, hold on. Let me, Carson, come on.
That's a fucking 50
okay.
DKP minus. What the fuck?
There you go. Okay. Okay. So I will read all super chats $20 and up. It's live, folks. $50 and up triggers text to speech, triggers TTS, guys. See all the triggers in the description. Okay. All right, we also have channel memberships, Patreon, and merch. To become a channel member, hit that join button. We have 6 different tiers of support, ton of perks. Shout out anyone who joins. Lowest tier is just $5 a month. Guys, we are also live on Twitch right now. Do me a favor. Pull up another tab. Go to twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow and a Prime sub if you have one. And second to last, third to last maybe, any girls who want to be on the show, DM at whatever on Instagram, Carson. And if you're in Santa Barbara, I'm looking for a talent booker and potentially a co-host. So yeah, shoot us a DM. And want to do a quick thank you to a few people. Thank you, Chaz, for helping us out. Thanks to our chat mods, Zach, Candice, Nemesis, Urmeshi, Blair, Michael Matroke IV. W's in the chat for Chaz and our mods. Anyways, without further ado, we're going to have the guests introduce themselves. So please tell us your name, age, and occupation. Go ahead.
My name is Lexi. I'm 18, and I'm studying communication at UCSB.
Wink.
Oh, she forgot. Okay, go ahead.
My name is Lena. I am a student at UCSB. It's my 3rd year, and my major is econ and accounting.
How old are you?
Accounting.
How old are you?
Oh, 19.
19.
Graduated early.
Okay, cool.
I'm Anaí. I go to SBCC. I'm a communications major. I'm 21, and I'm a nanny.
And the former what? Or do you not want to share that?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I only did it for a month.
Okay, go ahead.
Former vegan. Go ahead.
My name is Gabby. I'm a student at UCSB, and I'm a bio major. I'm 19.
I'm Vivi.
A little closer to the mic.
I'm Vivi. I'm 18. I'm a student at UCSB, and I'm a comm major.
Hi, I'm Amber. I'm 21, and I study political science at UCSB.
Hi, I'm Cynthia. I'm 21 years old. I go to UCSB as well, and I'm an economics major.
Hi, I'm Natasha. I'm 20 years old, and I'm a content creator.
Welcome back.
I'm so excited to be next to her. I'm MLD. That's what they call me on these YouTube streets. Jonathan from Modern Life Dating. I'm 37. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an investor. all around fantastic guy. Happy to be in the great state of California with you, buddy. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming. By the way, guys, me and John, we will be doing a one-on-one interview tomorrow, guys, 2 p.m., around 2 p.m. Pacific, and we're going to get into some juicy stuff. So, and you will be joining us on the Tuesday dating talk show too, correct?
Yes.
Sweet.
3 shows.
Boom. Perfect, guys. Everyone's Instagrams are in the description. Please show them some love. Give them a follow. And Natasha's returning. Now, over the winter break, I posted a TikTok featuring Natasha from our show, and it kind of went pretty viral, got 10 million views. And Natasha, do you want to address anything related to that? You know what? Why don't we watch it?
Let's watch it.
Carson, can you pull it up? It should be one of the first TikTok tabs. Got 10 million views. Basically, she's hating on makeup, right?
Sure.
All right. Natasha's, I don't know if she likes that she
I like it. I like
went
that you have
viral.
a backbone. I like that you have a backbone.
You got it, Carson?
I just see it's on the whatever sound.
Okay, yeah, you can pull that one up. Yeah, so this isn't the video, but the original, like almost 300 people reacted to it. It was see if you can click on the original. Let's see if it plays.
There it is.
Oh, pause it. Turn the audio on at the bottom there. Yeah, and then start it from the beginning.
I don't like makeup.
Boost the audio.
Makeup. I don't think it's good for women, and I don't think they really need to be using it, honestly. I think it takes away. Makeup it's capitalizing on women's insecurities when it's something that they can easily fix. I think it takes away from a woman's natural beauty, and also, it is so bad for you. Like, you think about how skin absorbs things. When you read the ingredients on a foundation bottle, what is in it? You can't even pronounce it. It's a bunch of crap that you're putting on your face. And that is in turn making your skin worse. So you have to keep buying more foundation to cover up what it's creating. I don't like makeup.
Okay.
The editing is superb.
The editing it was good.
Great.
Cutting to the girl. Maybe I should have saved that for later because maybe some of the girls here at the table might have a response to that. But so it got like 11 million views on TikTok. It got posted on, some other people stole it. Instagram, I think one page got 10 million too. You got a bit of hate, right? You got a bit of hate.
Quite a bit. Just a little bit.
Closer to the mic.
Yeah, quite a bit. Did you see my my response video to it?
Yeah, I did. I think it was something along the lines of, I think it was something like,
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
So we'll come back to the makeup thing because we'll have the girls maybe react to that, but you all saw the clip. So we're going to go around the table once more. What is your current relationship status, longest relationship? Go ahead.
I'm single, and I've never been in a relationship before.
Never been, but you're 18, right? So you're freshman at UCSB. So I mean, that's not out of the norm. What is the longest period of time that you've concurrently been seeing a guy? Maybe you haven't had a boyfriend, maybe you haven't been in a relationship, but I assume maybe there's a guy you dated for a month or two.
Mm-mm.
Have you dated at all?
No.
Have you no, never hung out with, never dated a guy?
I've never been in a relationship with a guy.
But have you done anything romantic with a guy?
Are you a virgin or not?
That's not a question I'm comfortable answering.
Okay, that's what we're getting to.
Well, I mean, even if it's not that, I mean, you could have.
The answer's no.
She's not. It could be. It could be.
Been in a talking stage with a guy,
Okay,
but it's
sure.
never become a relationship.
Okay. And how long would you say that talking stage lasted?
A couple months.
Oh, okay. I mean, all right. And why did he dump you, I guess?
We just kind of went our separate ways because I was going to college, so.
Oh, this was a high school.
Sure.
Sure.
I mean,
Well,
I would have graduated high school.
Oh, so it was like summertime?
Yeah.
Okay, after high school. Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead.
My last relationship, probably a little less than a year. What was the other question?
Current relationship status?
Oh, I'm single.
Okay. Good times. Why did you said it was less than a year?
Yes, like 8 months, I'd say.
Why did he dump you?
Why is not the opposite?
Well, assumptions.
Well, I did. I broke up with him because he cheated on me. So.
Good times.
So it was really fun.
Good times. Always fun. Okay. Go ahead.
I am single, and my longest lasting relationship was a little bit over 9 months.
Okay.
I am in a relationship, and the longest I've been in one, I would say about 1.5 years, but it was very on and off.
So that's not your current relationship?
No.
Okay, how long have you been seeing your current guy?
Well, we were best friends for about 1 year, and then we just started dating.
Okay.
We just got together.
Sure.
I'm single, and I've never been in an official relationship.
You've never been in an official. Have you been in an unofficial relationship?
Yes.
Into the mic, please.
Oh, yeah.
How would you define an unofficial relationship?
I never got asked to be his girlfriend.
How long were you guys together?
1.5 years.
Yikes. Okay.
You were basically his girlfriend. He just didn't give you the title.
I mean, that's what he says.
Yeah. Guys are simple like that. If he just keeps coming back, that means he likes you.
Well, so my question is, was there ever a time where you said, hey, I want this to be official, and he turned you down? Okay, so you were pushing for it, but...
He had an excuse, college, so...
Did he go to college here?
No.
Oh, it was long distance?
Well, because it was from high school, senior year.
Yikes,
and then,
even worse. Okay. Okay. Moving on, go ahead.
I'm in a relationship. We've been dating
Can
for
you
like
tilt the
3
microphone
months.
down? Oh, that works too, yeah. That's fine.
But we've been official for like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's like my first real relationship, honestly.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
All right, that's good. That's good.
I'm very single, and my longest relationship was my first relationship. It was about like 7-8 months.
So when you say you're very single, what is the very, like, how explain that?
Just very single, like, I don't even know how to explain it.
Like you're forever alone?
I think so. I think there's a lot of trashy guys out here.
Oh, trashy guys.
Trashy guys. So that's why I emphasize very single.
What?
Yeah.
Why are they trashy?
Oh, so many ways.
How
Don't
so?
get me started.
How do you know?
Let's get you started. No, we can get you started. Go ahead.
I need a moment. There's too much.
You need a moment?
I need a moment.
Okay. Wait, hold on. You need a moment?
There's
Okay.
just so... I need to collect.
So, okay, but you're very single. So does that mean that you're just not even hooking up with anybody?
Well, I'm hooking up with people, but I think a lot of people that are like relationship quality, it's not here, especially like in IB, I would say.
When you say you're hooking up with people, do you mean multiple people?
Yes.
Do you care to elaborate on the multiplicity? Is that a word? I don't know.
I mean, I hook up with people here and there. There's some people that I keep in contact with to hook up with, but that's the nature of the relationship.
So you got a roster. Like you got some regulars.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Okay. And so what is the most, how big is your roster?
Okay, as of currently, I'm just hooking up with like 2-3 people right now.
2 to 3? 2.5?
2.75 maybe.
2.69? Okay.
Just around there right now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, all right.
So there's this 3 dudes that you're seeing at the same time and sleeping with all 3 at the same time?
On and off, but on and off, I would say, yeah.
And they know that you have multiple guys?
I never really talked about it with them, but I'm assuming they're seeing other people too.
Okay.
It's kind of like, I think that's kind of the meta in college.
Yeah.
Just you almost have to go in assuming that people are seeing like other people.
That's unhealthy as fuck.
I don't disagree with you. Natasha, current relationship status, longest relationship.
I'm currently single, and the longest relationship I had was roughly 1.5 years.
Okay. And John?
I mean, Look at me. Do I look like I'm single? Come on. I'm Jonathan. I've been in my current relationship now 2 years. Longest one I've been in was just over 4. So, yeah.
And you said your current relationship, are you monogamous?
Put me on the spot. It's been discussed. Her side is definitely closed. There's none of that. If anybody's getting any side play, it's me. But I don't like to go out and parade around and say that, but that's the truth.
So you have a main chick and occasionally side chicks?
If they're I don't know, I feel like the quality of women is going down, so it's just getting harder and harder to find somebody that's just cool, that's not going to stress me out and ruin my vibe, ruin my business. But yeah, I will say that as I'm getting older, I'm kind of wanting now. I now realize the hot girl summer, the hot dude summer, all that stuff it's a lie. The more fulfilling stuff comes with having a relationship and family down the road. I realized that I had to go through all this shit myself, but that's where I'm kind of anti-degeneracy, too much sexual degeneracy and stuff like that, because it really fucks with people big time.
Got it. And you're in Japan?
Yeah.
You're in Tokyo?
Yeah, Tokyo, Japan.
And your girlfriend, I assume, is Japanese?
It's a top secret.
Oh, okay.
Don't want to give away too much information.
Okay. But she's also in Japan, I assume?
Yes, she is in Japan.
Sure. So make of that what you will, but okay, cool. So, well, I imagine, and how long have you been living in Japan?
Let's see, 8 years, but not collectively. 6 years in Tokyo in a row, and then 1 year in Osaka and 1 year in Saitama.
Okay. And you're a U.S. citizen, correct?
Unfortunately, I am American.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Why is that?
Because they tax you wherever you go on the planet.
Right. Oh, you still get taxed in Japan.
Yeah, I still pay taxes in America and in Japan.
Oh, you pay in both?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
The price for being successful is financial.
Have you ever thought about revoking abandoning your U.S. citizenship or whatever it's called?
No, I'm looking at it. There's a couple options. There's St. Kitts, and then there's a couple Eastern European unions. But I just want to get rid of the tax bill I pay from the United States.
Right.
Because I don't like the taxes here.
Okay. Got it. And are you able to stay in Japan full time, or do you have to come back to the States for a couple months or whatever?
Typically based upon your visa.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had a 5-year visa for right now, and then now I'm switching my visas, and so it's being renewed. And then if I can't get that, I'll figure out another visa. But yeah, you typically need a visa to stay.
Okay. Got it. Cool. All right. So, by the way, guys, we had, I think this is a record, only one girl flake for the show. So I want to thank everyone who was able to make it tonight. And so we're going to go around the table on this really quick. Hold on here. So fuck. I forgot to add that. The screenshots of the dating apps. I might be able to pull it up later. Who here is on a dating app? Just show of hands. Dating app. Okay, we might pull up a little dating app reaction review from the girls. So some of them were so kind to share their dating app hijinks with us. So we might do that in a little bit. Have any of you ever had a sugar daddy? Okay, you smiled. I'm assuming that's a yes.
No.
Okay. Anybody? Here, we'll just start. We'll go around the table.
No.
No, I've never.
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
John?
Haram. No.
Haram!
There we go. Cool. All right. So, I got a question for you guys. How many of you, a lot of you are in college, right? How many of you, and UCSB, most of you go to UCSB, right? Or Santa Barbara City College, correct? So, I mean, UCSB, SBCC, pretty big party schools. UCSB is frequently ranked the #1 party school in the US. How many of you party Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Or more?
You got a guilty face.
I think it depends on the weekend, but
I mean, definitely Friday nights, definitely partying, but yeah, we got our priority first, so.
So you guys are partners in crime?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I see.
I don't really party. I'll like drink with my friends, but I'm not really the type to go out and do all that.
Wholesome.
Yeah, I actually don't party here as much as I used to back home.
I don't really go out that often. It depends on how cold it is outside. I can't do the cold.
It is cold right now. It is a bit cold right now. Okay.
Yeah, I don't go out every weekend, but if I do, it's not 3 days in a row. It's like max 2. Yeah. Can't do that.
Good for you.
We're actually roommates, and so sometimes we do go out. Sometimes we just hang out with our friends, kick back, drink. But we usually don't do that 3 days in a row because we got school and shit. Oh, sorry.
School and shit. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, I don't really party, just the occasional thing with my friends, you know?
Okay. John, you party in Tokyo?
Not as often as I used to, but when I do, man, just watch out. But no, these days, I was partying with the boys in Miami for their 1 million subscriber.
Yeah, I saw
party.
that.
That was wild.
I saw that. Shout out Fresh and Fit. Okay, so it seems like there's a little difference here in terms of people's proclivity for partying. I encountered this recently where I was talking to this girl and I was trying to plan a date with her for like a Friday, like a week down the road. And I've actually encountered this quite frequently. Their Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is just spoken for. It doesn't, like, even if you ask to make a plan, they already know they're already going to be partying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday. So first off, I think that immediately if a girl tells me that she's partying, I'm already starting to lose interest. But if I'm asking you on a Monday, are you free Friday? And she already knows she's just going to do her basic normal party thing, I'm just already lost interest. So my question to you is, let's say you were talking to a guy and you're really interested in him and you wanted to angle for a relationship. You wanted exclusivity with him. One of his conditions for exclusivity was that you stop going out and partying. Do you accept that, or do you say, hey, you're not going to control me, I'm going to do my own thing, I'm going to go party, take it or leave it? Go ahead.
Personally, I wouldn't accept that just because I think a huge part of partying, at least for me, is going out with my friends. Like, I love going out with my friends, my guy friends, my girlfriends. It's just always a fun night, like, no matter where we go. Even if we don't find a party, it's just the whole spending time with them and just bonding. I mean, we hang out outside of partying too, but I think that would make me a little bit upset because he's taking away time from my friends. But I understand if my kind of goal going into partying was, oh, I'm gonna go to this party, I'm gonna find a guy. I understand that, but for me personally, I party with my friends, so.
Okay. What about you?
I would say, I mean, definitely like.
Can you tilt the microphone down just slightly?
Like that?
Yeah.
Well, if it's like a condition, like you have to, I would say no. But at the same time, like I would be down to probably like hang out with like my boyfriend or the guy I'm talking to instead of like going out on Friday night. But it can't be like every Friday night I'm just gonna give up having fun with my friends and like just for a guy, like no. Probably like a mix of both.
No, I do not listen to men.
Let's go into. You don't listen to men.
No, why am I going to? Even if he is my boyfriend, am I going to marry him? I'm 21. I don't think I'm going to marry him. So if I want to go out with my friends and party, I'm going to go out with my friends and party. I really don't care if he's telling me not to go, because 9 times out of 10, he's probably going to bars and and is probably partying with his friends. So I'm guessing that exception's probably just for me. Is he also gonna, is that not allowed for him either? Is he also gonna go party, or is that just for me?
He's not gonna, he doesn't party.
Then maybe.
Oh, she's full of shit.
Okay,
this girl's
if it's the same
this
way,
girl's full of shit.
If it's the same way, and if he's not gonna go party, then maybe. Depends how much I like him.
You just want to be loved.
Yeah, I do want to be loved, but I'm not going to go make these exceptions for a guy, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm 21.
He's not telling you. Hold on. He's not telling you to accept some like abusive standard. He's saying you're dating a guy. He's like, yeah, I don't go out and drink. Could you not go out and drink too? You're like, well, I don't let men tell me what to do. Like,
well, yeah, because if he's already trying to control what I'm doing and who I'm going out with, what I'm doing in my free time, that's might be the start of something toxic, and I don't want to put myself in that situation. I'm 21 years old. I just became the legal age to go out to bars. If a man is telling me, I'm sorry, no, you can't go out and drink with your friends, I'm sorry, but you're not the man for me. And I immediately would lose that interest, because I'm sorry, but I'm my own person. I have free will, and I don't think I would really love somebody enough to just be like, drop everything and just listen to them. I am my own person.
Natasha, were you going to respond, or?
No, I'll wait.
Okay, so, well, I'll address it really quick. Why not? We can address it really quick since it's interesting. So, you said that you wouldn't change any of your behaviors when you get into a relationship, but isn't part of a relationship you do change certain things? For example, you no longer sleep with other people, assuming you're in a monogamous relationship.
Obviously, yeah, I think it's best to grow. When you're in a relationship, if you're benefiting and you're growing in a relationship, good. But if you are unhappy and if you're not happy, like staying home with your man and you would rather be partying, break up with him. Don't be with him, because if you'd rather be partying, go do that. You're not committed to be stay-at-home girlfriend with your man and just listen to your man, because is that man providing for me financially? Probably not. Does he have a ring? Did he put a ring on my finger? Probably not. Is he gonna put a ring on my finger? Probably not. I'm 21 years old.
Probably not.
And I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for that. That's okay. I'm not looking for marriage at 21 years old, and I don't think I'm gonna find a high-value man at this age, because there isn't any high-value men at this age.
Well, I mean, it's actually at 21 years old, that's the best time to be looking for a high-value man. But, you know,
he's right.
Go ahead. You wanted to come in, John? Go ahead.
Who's the guy that made you like this?
Wait, did you just do the who hurt you?
Made me like this.
Is this the who
Why
hurt you?
do you think a man has made me like this?
Dude,
who do you think?
Somebody definitely hurt you.
No guy has really hurt me
So
enough.
you're just born with all this angst and hatred
Carson,
in your heart?
close the,
Why? Because I have values that aren't traditional.
I didn't say anything. Listen, just because I'm wearing a suit doesn't mean. Just relax. Okay, just because I'm wearing a suit doesn't mean I'm traditional. It means I'm professional. Okay. So.
Okay.
All I'm trying to say is he asked you like a very simple question, but you came back with like a fiery, emotionally charged answer that was kind of like a little bit anti-male, and so I'm trying to figure out like what happened.
Nothing happened. I've only really ever been in one really serious relationship, and I was the one who ended it because I thought that it would be more fun to be single, and I've had a really great time being single. And I honestly try to encourage.
You seem so happy.
I am happy. I'm not looking for a relationship. Yeah, I've been on like dating sites, but if you look at the people that I match with or the people that I like my messages, there really isn't none, because I haven't found that high value male that I want to marry or pursue or even sleep with.
High value men, 9 times out of 10, they're not on dating apps.
That is correct.
Just like high value women, 9 times out of 10 are not on dating apps.
What makes a high value woman?
Oh God.
What's that?
Concepts foreign to you.
Let me ask you that.
Concepts foreign to you. Modesty, being demure.
Modesty. What does modesty?
Yeah, modesty in character, modesty in appearance, modesty in her demeanor.
You just don't like it when a woman is outspoken. You're intimidated by that.
Bitch, you just met me like 10 minutes ago.
Okay,
And you're already starting to
guys.
say, you just called me a bitch, you
hold
insulted
on,
me.
hold on.
I have not insulted you. I said that you are intimidated. It
Wait,
seems to me
listen.
that you are intimidated.
Nobody's intimidated by you, first of all.
I'm not.
Second of all,
Yeah,
you
no,
don't
it
even-
seems like you're intimidated by
Listen.
somebody that that speaks the truth. That modesty, that is okay. That is your concern, modesty.
No.
So yeah, you just said that a high value woman. The first thing that came out of your mouth was modesty. That is at the top of your list.
There were multiple things that came out.
Is
of my
that
mouth.
at the top of the list? Modesty.
No.
Then why did you name it
Can
first?
we just lower the temperature a little bit? Just
She's triggered as fuck.
I would say, John, but just maybe refrain from ad hominem.
Right, but at the same time, you don't know me, so you've talked to me for like a few minutes, and you swear to God you have like my entire ideology summed up.
Okay, then I'll let you talk.
Okay.
I can talk too. I'll talk. I can talk. Okay, so
I'm good. I didn't lose my cool.
Yeah. So okay, so you were talking about how, and it's if you want to do the hot girl summer, winter, whatever the fuck thing.
I've been doing that.
Yeah. So like you're saying, hey, if you're just gonna go to the clubs,
I
then,
don't go to the clubs. I just said I don't party.
But
I'll go and drink with my friends, but I'm not going out in big groups.
No, but you just said that you just turned 21 and
I'd like to keep it as an option, but I haven't gone yet.
Wait, so I'm not really sure what we're arguing about, but so your main thing is that you would not tolerate a guy saying, hey, here's my...
I don't really, maybe in the future I'll go to bars with my friends once they're all 21, but if a man is telling me, hey, don't go out to the bar, don't go drinking with your friends, don't do this, and he's already putting these restrictions
Carson,
on
you gotta
me.
go hold on. Carson. No, Carson. No, dude. StreamYard F11. Windows. No, dude, F11. Hit the window button. Pull up OBS, put it always on top, go to file. Go to the file. Always on top. It's all good. There we go. Okay, continue.
I forgot what I was saying, but
she even frazzled the camera guy. Go ahead, continue.
So what I was saying is, if a man is putting those restrictions on me, saying, hey, you can't go party, you can't do this, you can't do that, no. He's already trying to limit you. He's already trying to restrict you, because are you also telling him that? Hey, maybe, yeah, there's like those basic things like don't text other girls, you're not texting other guys, those basic unspoken things that you already are supposed to do in a relationship, okay? But if a man is telling you, hey, don't go party with your friends, what is the reason? Is it because he's scared that you're gonna go hook up with another guy? Maybe, and that's his issue.
Let me ask, let's say your boyfriend was going to the strip club 2 times a week, would you have an issue with that?
Yeah, because I feel like that's already an unspoken rule in a relationship. You don't go into the strip club.
Well, you shouldn't go to bars and clubs when you're in a relationship.
Is that an unspoken rule?
I mean, yeah, it is.
It kind of is.
Common sense.
You shouldn't really be like partying with your single female friends or single friends for that matter if you're in a relationship.
What is the positive
Well, you
ROI
guys are older. Maybe
listen,
that's what you think in your own dating life, but we're young. That's not how it works for us.
She's 20 and she agrees with us. She's younger than you.
Okay.
So that your entire argument just went down the trash.
If you don't want to be in a relationship and you just want to party, that's fine for you if that's your choice that you want to make.
I don't do that though. I just don't want to be in a relationship that's restricting me. I don't want to party. I don't party. I don't do that. I just told you guys I don't do that.
But in relationships, you make compromises. There are trade-offs that you make. You adjust your behavior.
Some guy's going to be compromising when he dates you, for sure. But what are you going to compromise for him? Nothing?
Yeah, obviously, I'll compromise.
But not going out.
If a man, okay, if I want to go have fun with my girls, I'm going to go have fun with my girls. I'm not going to go stay at home at 21 just because a man told me to. Why would I do that? I'm 21. Do I listen to my own dad and mom?
You
Not really.
should.
Not really. So why am I going to go listen to another man? Just because I like him right now.
Why? What? Just
I'm
curious.
not going to be with him forever. I'm not going to marry him. So why am I going to make these restrictions for him?
Just curious.
Just him.
Why do you frame it as I'm not going to listen to a man versus just I'm not going to listen to my boyfriend? They're just, I don't know, there seems to be a slight animosity there with
Towards
the
men.
the man part. But
Yeah.
So you would have an issue with your boyfriend going to the strip club.
Yeah, because
Even though
that's a strip club.
Even though, well, I would argue that the chance of your boyfriend being able to sleep with one of the strippers is far lower than your chance to sleep with a guy when you've gotten intoxicated at a bar, club, or party.
Who do you think I am?
I'm
you
not
think
saying
I'm
you'd
just
be-
gonna get drunk and sleep with whoever?
Do people make better decisions when they're drunk or worse decisions?
Like,
there was a study
no,
where
you-
this
who
one
do you-
person. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. Let's
like,
see you
who
dance
do
around
you
the question.
think I am?
Answer the question.
Do you think I not like?
Oh, so
don't-
you're impervious to judgment decisions that are caused by alcohol?
I believe people make some bad decisions while they're drunk, but don't get to that level. If you're going out to have fun, then you're not going out to like, maybe, yeah, if you want to black out, go black out. But if you want to go and just have fun and drink casually with your friends, that's okay. You're not, yeah, if you're going to go, if you're really going to go drink and cheat and use, alcohol
okay.
is not an excuse for cheating. Goes both ways, men and women.
Sure, but okay,
If you're gonna cheat at the bar, that is your own decision. That is not alcohol telling you. That
Okay.
is because you want to cheat.
Question for you. In the history of all infidelities that have happened all throughout history, do you think anyone has ever mistakenly cheated? Like, or they regret having cheated? Perhaps when they were intoxicated.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm looking for one time that somebody regrets it. But okay, I want to give everyone.
I'm sure maybe somebody has regretted it and they lost that person and they were like, okay, like, I guess.
Sure.
I'm sure somebody has regretted it.
Natasha,
Well,
you
they
want to come
regret
in?
it because they got caught, you know?
Well, I mean,
like
even if
that.
they don't get caught, sometimes you cheat, and you're like, I fucked up, and yeah, but
cheating is a conscious decision. Drinking and going out and seeking a guy to sleep with, that's a conscious decision.
Sure.
I don't think that any amount of alcohol, I've been intoxicated well past my capacity to do that, and I could still make conscious decisions, you know? So I was even thinking in those instances, I was like, oh wow, people really use that excuse of being drunk as a way to like kind of justify them sleeping with other people, when that's not. It's just a conscious decision that you make. Alcohol doesn't really affect that, in my opinion.
okay. I want to give everyone an opportunity to answer the original question. Why don't you go ahead?
I actually kind of agree with what she was saying to some extent, and I'm in a relationship. I wouldn't be okay with a guy putting restrictions on me.
How long have you been dating your current partner?
It's about like 2 months.
2 months. Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys are exclusive and monogamous?
Yes.
Okay. And if and my personal take is, if it's every once in a while, whatever. But if it's like, there's a birthday party. I know some guys are like, not at all. But me personally, if it's like a one-time thing, but otherwise she doesn't party or go to clubs, whatever. But if it's like she wants to party every weekend, that's a major issue. That's a major issue.
I don't party every weekend, but if I wanted to, I would. And I'm not going to let whoever I'm dating dictate that, because it mostly just roots from insecurity. Why are you insecure that I'm going out to party?
Is it insecurity, or is it just having a boundary?
It's
insecurity.
What
because
you call
boundary coming
because their
from?
idea of partying, they're connecting that with hooking up. And you can have fun at a party without hooking up. I go out to party, and I have been out partying just with friends having fun.
What you call insecurity, I call having a boundary. Go ahead, Natasha.
Well, I was going to say that boundary also comes from wanting respect. So you going out and not partying and drinking and getting drunk and having all these men be attracted to you and like coming up to you and stuff, that is him. It's just a respect thing, you know? Like, have you ever experienced that?
I've gone out to party. I've never once disrespected what I'm in. Okay. And I go out, sometimes I go to clubs, and I go with him too. And if I were to tell him I just feel like going out with my girlfriends, he would be okay with it. And if he were to tell me I would just want to go with my guy friends, I would be okay with it. Because we both trust each other. And if you don't trust each other, then why the fuck are you in a relationship?
We'll continue going around the table. Go ahead. By the way, can I have everyone, just all of you on that side, push your cups further into the table, please? Go ahead.
What was the question again?
So,
why is she so mad?
He just can't let go of it.
So the question is...
Sounds like you're mad if you can't let go of it.
God. All right, you guys can kiss and make up after the show. Okay, so would you have if your boyfriend said, hey, I don't want you going to bars and clubs?
No, I wouldn't be okay with that because
you wouldn't
be okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want him to think he has control on like other aspects after that. So it should be like, I understand the whole compromise thing. I agree with the compromise. So obviously I'm not going to be going out like every weekend and stuff like that, but I shouldn't be restricted from going out at all. Or if I feel like, going 2 weekends in a row, I shouldn't be given shit for it if I decide to do so.
Okay. Would you give a guy shit if he was paying for another girl's OnlyFans while dating you?
Definitely.
Oh, but he's his own person. You can't control what he does.
Why is he seeking like...
It's just for fun, like entertainment. He's just having fun, like talking to...
But that's a different type of like...
Okay, what about the
fun.
strip club?
Okay.
Is that a problem if he goes to the strip club twice a week?
Okay, so I have older brothers and they're married, they go out and things like that.
Sure.
I'm not opposed to the strip club as long as they're not paying for private dances. But like I don't know, I have older brothers, I kind of see it. Like
So you wouldn't mind the strip club though. Your boyfriend's going to the strip club twice a week.
I mean, twice a week is a little excessive. Like I'm not going to be going out every weekend. I'm not expecting him to be going out every weekend.
Okay. All right, sure. Go ahead. What about you? Tilt the mic down or fix your posture.
For sure. I don't know. I'm not like a fan of an ultimatum like that, but I don't really care if other people want those boundaries. Like, it's not my problem. That's the truth. If other people want to do that in their relationships, that's fine. I already don't really go out that much. I'm honestly like still new to the whole scene of going out, like, so I'm already in, but like I'm not like super interested in going out and getting super drunk anymore now that I'm in a relationship, just because I feel like I get annoying and I start spam texting that person. I just yeah, but for like other reasons, honestly.
So you think it's an ultimatum?
If that's how you described it, but if it's not, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I want to add on to that. I think it depends a lot on the situation. Like, if he just comes up to me and he's like, don't go to parties, it's different than if we're sitting down and we're just having a conversation. He's like, hey, it makes me a little uncomfortable, or I don't feel like too good with it. It's two completely different situations and two completely different reactions that I'm going to have.
Okay.
Personally for me, if you said a guy I was seeing at the time, right, who...
Yeah. So let's say you were like, hey, I want to be monogamous with you. And he's like, that's fine. Just you seem to party a lot. And if like I'm not prepared to commit to you if you're partying all the time, going out every weekend.
I mean, first off, I would understand where he's coming from. But personally for me, I view going out, like partying every weekend, like what she said was connecting with my friends, and just a social thing that I want to do with my friends to keep in touch and get drunk, whatever. So personally for me, that would not be okay. I wouldn't be okay with that because I just feel that as a social gathering, hanging out with my friends. And if you're restricting me hanging out with my friends, that's not cool.
Okay. Natasha?
I think that the situation is very situational, but I would say that I'd be okay with it because, one, I don't really enjoy parties, like me personally, right? And I would understand it because, men understand what goes on at parties, and I don't think Brian's talking about the wholesome parties that you guys are talking about, like with your friends. It's not like that type of thing. I think he's talking about the ones where, you drink a lot and you're surrounded by a lot of guys, and there's a lot of like, different things going on that aren't so wholesome and nice and cute. So knowing that, like, if he came to me, talking about how he doesn't really want a girl at parties and is being sought out by different guys and potentially seeking out different guys. Like, I completely understand that. It's a respect thing, and it's a valid boundary, I believe.
Flan Life, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, or memberships, excuse me. Thank you, man. John, did you want to come in on this again?
I just think that boundaries are good for relationships. I know most people here haven't had a relationship over 2 years, but like you have to understand that the boundaries, a lot of people think boundaries for relationships are to keep the woman trapped and oppressed and like some sort of just like subjugation, but reality, it's to protect your relationship for the two of you. Boundaries aren't there just for one person. They're from two of you. It's the guy's not there just trying to like control you and be like, oh, you must be under my thumb because you're a woman. I think a lot of you girls like take it that hard left extreme or hard right, whatever, you know, but it's really just not like that at all. It's just boundaries.
Maybe because that for
Go ahead.
You just seemed annoyed right when I opened my mouth, but maybe
we knew you were going to talk.
Because
we knew you were going to have something to say no matter what.
Maybe it's because for literally since civilization, women have been oppressed by men, and it's okay to have that guard up.
How do you define
maybe
that?
In our households or other things we've seen relationships where the man has been toxic and has been controlling to women. Maybe that's what we've been around, and it's okay to have that guard up, and it's okay to not let men control you. It's okay for you to also have those personal boundaries. Yeah, there's boundaries in a relationship, but you must also put personal boundaries within yourself. Because if you're just like with this man, you're just going off whatever he's saying or whatever, you don't have a mind of your own, and you end up losing those boundaries, and you end up getting used as a stepping stool.
How do you know that? You're 21.
I've been in a relationship, and I know, I am telling you that we've seen things
Who's
around
we?
me. Us. Maybe.
Are any of these girls your friends?
No, but I'm saying in general, I have friends that have seen maybe toxic relationships in their household. Maybe their friends have been in toxic relationships. Maybe women that we have grown up with.
Let me just come in really quick. So you think a guy...
Yeah, you have a very negative perspective on a lot of things.
Okay, so you think, by the way...
Because I have personal boundaries.
Hold on. Flan Life, thank you for the 5 gifted. So you think men wanting their girlfriends, partners, wives to not be partying, going out to bars and clubs, you think that that's oppression? Because you use the word oppressed.
I said women have been oppressed since the beginning of time.
How?
And it's natural.
Oh gosh.
How?
Are you really? How?
Yeah, go ahead.
How?
You're the one saying
me
this is
how?
true. Yes.
Here's maybe a better question.
No, because I'm not going. If
Okay,
you don't know how.
Because you don't know.
No, if I'm not going to explain to myself.
In normal conversation where people aren't sitting around and patronizing you because you're loud and obnoxious, and a lot of people don't want to confront you and tell you that. But I'll tell you that right now, young lady. You're very loud and obnoxious, and you're rude, and you're full of a lot. No, I'm talking right now. You had your chance. I'm going to talk. When I'm done, you talk. That's equality, right?
Keep going.
Right. Thank you very much. All right. Now, what I'm saying is in conversation, when you bring something up, you can't just state something as fact and then not defend it. And then say, oh, well, if you don't know, it's just because you're XYZ, because that's what you're doing right now. So you said women have been oppressed by men since the dawn of civilization.
Yes.
How?
If you don't know that, I'm not going to explain to you.
Bro, just put a big L in the chat for her, guys.
Just
put a big L for this girl, bro. People don't like you in real life. I'll tell you this right now.
Okay, hold on.
You're very rude. You're very rude.
I'm very rude. I came here to give
You're
my
very
opinion.
rude.
I was invited here to give my opinion, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And you're not gonna shun me, and you're not gonna shut me out and call me obnoxious, because Mister, I can say the exact same thing about you.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you. You come in here and you're just gonna talk to these 18, 19, really early 20-year-old girls. How old are you?
I already told you.
I don't remember.
Oh, shocker.
Okay,
Because
guys.
You're not going to
Shocker.
come here and call me obnoxious.
You are
call
obnoxious.
Me rude.
Okay,
People don't like
Because
you.
take a
Whoa,
good
whoa, whoa.
look at yourself. If you're going to come here onto a dating show and talk to me, a 21-year-old girl, that way.
John.
Why
John.
you don't have any
I'm
privilege
not talking
just
to
because
you.
you're a 21-year-old girl.
Okay, am I insulting you? No, never once did I insult you or
John, she does have a point. You have used a couple ad hominem attacks.
You called
on
me
her.
a bitch, and never
You
once
called-
did
you
I
called her a
cuss on you.
bitch.
So maybe you should rethink the way you're speaking to me, and then I will give you that same respect back. Okay?
You did call her a bitch. You did say that no one likes her.
Yeah.
I would
I could read
encourage
the room.
you. No, I would encourage you to address her arguments rather than
Insult me.
use ad hominem.
Okay.
Because that just shows that you're insecure. You're coming towards me, my personality.
Right, but you still can't name anything that women were oppressed by men since the dawn of civilization, right? Cool.
Women.
Just
oh
double
my-
checking on that. Cool.
So you don't think they were?
Are we already getting into the feminist stuff
Go
here?
ahead.
All right.
I'm just
How
asking.
are they?
No, I'm
How are
asking
they?
you. You don't
You
think
are
they
part
were?
of the problem if you don't think women were ever oppressed.
Did
you
I
are
ever
a
say
part
that?
of the problem, and that scares me because you said that you have a fan base in America, and that really scares me for the men that are looking up to you, the young impressionable boys that are looking up to you. That really scares me.
You know
if you are
nothing
giving
about
that,
my message.
I don't even have to know because the fact that you're saying
So,
right now you're
okay.
coming,
So,
look at
planned
who you're talking
ignorance.
to. You are talking to a group of women,
Planned
and you're
ignorance.
telling us that we've never been oppressed. You're telling us that we've never been oppressed. Is that what you're saying?
No.
You're telling me to give you answers, so it's like you don't believe that we've ever been oppressed.
You're making like no logical sense at all.
Oh my gosh.
Like you could read the chat and nobody here wants to speak up, but
No one, okay, it's like probably like what, 14, 15-year-old little boys?
yeah, everybody's wrong
Well-
except for you. Everybody who oppresses you or is against you or is oppressing you, and you're the eternal victim, and everybody's the big bad guy. Solid way to get your way through life.
But I'm not.
Can we just
I'm
turn
here to
down?
stand up for myself. If I was here to play the victim, I would be quiet and I'd be playing the victim. But no, I'm not. I'm here and I'm talking to you and I'm using my voice and I'm here to stand up for all these girls that maybe don't want to say anything because you're coming off as this big scary guy who's insulting them. So maybe they're scared to get insulted too. You just called me a bitch.
Scary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe. Okay. Well, how tall are you?
What the fuck?
Maybe you're not that scary.
Okay, can we all agree to turn down, both of you, turn down the heat a little bit on this conversation?
If he
gone
stops
a bit-
insulting me, yes.
It's gone a bit heated on both sides. Let's tone it down a bit. Both of us, can we agree to that? Can we agree to that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all right. So, oh wow, okay. What were we talking about? I think we were talking about
Dating and parties.
partying and going to the club. Okay, so we'll come back to the oppressed thing later on in the show because we can have a solid debate on that later, I think. I would like to keep it on topic. So, who was last? Everyone, we went around the table, everyone got to give their little piece, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it seems like the consensus from most of you is that it would be an issue if your partner, or before you got into a relationship with a guy, said, hey, if you want to be serious with me and monogamous, I don't want you going to bars, clubs, parties anymore. You would have an issue with that, correct? I think most of you. Okay. Yes?
I mean, I don't think it would be like an issue if he's willing to give up on partying or going out as well. It should be like I think we should like communicate about like boundaries and what we're comfortable doing and what we're not, and kind of both compromise. It's not like you can't do this.
Okay, so I'll go, because I asked a few of you this question. I want to just go around the table on this. So it seemed like most of you were okay with, most of you would have an issue if your partner said, hey, I'm not comfortable with you going to bars and clubs and parties anymore, you know, going out with your single girlfriends, partying or whatever. One question for you guys. When you do go out, do you go out to meet men, or are you going out to have fun with your girls?
Absolutely not. I do not go out to look for men. Like, when I go out, I go with my friends, and I think that this argument, it can change depending on where you are in life. Like, if I'm older, I'm living in a city, I'm living by myself, I meet a guy, I'm dating him, I think that I would understand where he's coming from in a sense, but right now I wouldn't accept that because I'm not looking for a relationship. So I guess it just kind of depends where you are, what you're looking for. But like, my argument stands. I love to go out with my friends. I'm not looking for a relationship, so I guess maybe I'm not in the right place to argue about this in my side. But honestly, for me, I definitely go and party with my friends. I don't go out, and that my goal isn't to be like, by the end of the night, I want to hook up with a guy.
Okay, just a yes or no on this one. Go ahead.
No, I agree with her. Yes, like I'm with my friends.
It's
fun.
for fun, not
For
to meet
fun,
guys.
for friends, yeah.
Okay.
I go out to be with my friends, not to go meet a guy.
Yeah, I'd go out to be with my friends and dance, not look for men.
Yeah, I would be with my friends, especially not here.
Just with my friends. Yeah.
I agree with all of them.
I guess friends, but I'd say a lot of girls do go out to find guys.
Right. So my question is then, and I know some of you aren't going to bars and clubs yet because you're not 21. If it's just to meet with your friends, why not just meet at one of your houses? You can play some music at one of your houses, just you and your female friends, play some music, cheap alcohol. I know some of you aren't going to bars yet, but if you go to bars, the alcohol is much more expensive. At the bar, you got to get an Uber there. Like there's more finance or there's more money that goes into it. So why go out if it's just to hang out with your friends and have a good time?
Personally, I don't really go out. I don't party, but when I do, it is the past few times I've been like going out, it's been at my house or at my friend's house.
Oh,
hold on.
$50.
Sorry, hold on. We got TTS.
John is a multi-millionaire with countless accomplishments. By most metrics, he is a successful man. The fact that bangs/lashes can make a statement ABT oppression and not substantiate it is a serious problem in our world.
Guilty until proven innocent. Sorry, the TTS got cut off there. Sweet. By the way, guys, do you like the new TTS voice? We changed it up. We changed up the TTS voice. We will come back to that later in a little bit, but continue with your point. Go ahead.
I don't even remember what I was saying, but yeah, I usually just stay at home with my friends, and that's what we do. There really is, I live in a hick town in San Ynez, so there really isn't any partying. I don't live in IV where there's like parties all the time, even though it would be nice to go to IV. But personally, I'm 21, and I feel like the majority of the people partying in IV is like a lot more younger kids, so that's not what I'm doing. And most of my friends aren't 21 yet, so I'm not really going out to bars just yet. But it's more fun when you're like dressing up and like going out and like, you know, like you're getting ready with your friends, you're pre-gaming, and then you're going to go out. You know, it's just more fun. It's about the experience. Like, I would much rather be going out to the bar than being at my house.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I personally don't really enjoy house parties or like going to parties here at UCSB, just not the environment. But every once in a while I do. But when I go to clubs, I go for the environment. So it's usually like a club that I really like to go to in my hometown where they play music in Spanish and they play reggaeton. You really can't have a fun night going to the club, and the environment's way different than just being at home drinking with your friends, which I also do enjoy, but both of them can be like very fun.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to like hanging out with my friends at home or things like that. I do that frequently. I think it's just like the process of like getting excited to, you know, pick out an outfit, do your hair, do your makeup, all those things. It adds to like, I don't know, just what you're gonna go experience. And I feel like most of the time that's the funner part of it than actually even going out.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally do prefer like really more chill kickbacks with my friends. Like, I prefer that over a bar experience most of the time. But I would say like it's a trade-off if you're gonna go out. Like, you know, like as you explained, it might be easier in a lot of ways to just make drinks at someone's house with friends around, but like you're trading that for the convenience of having like drinks made for you, I guess, or like the party atmosphere is already there. I don't know. I guess it just depends on which you're willing to give up.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with all of them. It's just the whole atmosphere of getting ready to go out, and that's the fun part of it, and going there. And it's a completely different atmosphere compared to throwing a party at home. So that's why I would prefer going out in that sense.
Personally, I prefer staying at home and doing that kind of thing. But I think the going out thing, I understand the experience and all that stuff. And I think it is fun as well to get dressed up and go out and do things with your friends. But then there's the question of who are you getting dressed up for? And what are you planning to do with all that? It's like, you know, because sometimes girls will dress really, you know, revealing. And it's like, there's no need for that unless you are wanting to dress that way to get attraction from the opposite sex or whoever you're attracted to.
Maybe that's for you, but for me personally, I dress the way I do. Maybe that's what you consider provocative, but I dress that way for myself, and I think a lot of these ladies here are dressing for themselves, not for the attention of another man. Maybe that might be the case for you, but for us personally, that's not the case.
Okay, so really quick, I just want to address what you just said. So you wear makeup for yourself, correct?
Yeah.
Well, maybe girls here at the table, it looks like you guys wear some makeup. Do you wear makeup for yourself, or do you wear it for other people?
I wear makeup when I'm even alone at my house.
The fuck? Why?
Because I like doing my makeup. It's fun. I like
for artistic expression, or
no, it's nice to enhance your beauty. I think I'm a very beautiful girl, and I think even adding a little bit more blush or some lip gloss or
Okay, let's let the other girls go though, but go ahead.
I think it makes me feel better about myself.
Okay, that's an honest answer.
Yeah, I definitely don't do it for anybody else but myself.
Just yourself?
Yeah, just myself.
Okay.
Yeah, just myself as
You
well.
do it for yourself?
Yeah, I only do it for myself.
Same.
Yes, it gives me a boost of confidence when I feel better, or when I feel that I look better.
Natasha?
I typically do it for other people, to be honest.
Well, the one girl that agrees. Okay.
Well, because literally, like when I go to work, you know, you have to present yourself in a more professional manner. You have to present yourself in a more put together way, and part of that, the expectation for women is to wear makeup. So, you know, there is an expectation on women to do it. I for sure believe that. But so yeah, I do it for other people, not for me.
I have a question. If it was like a zombie apocalypse, this is like the dumbest fucking example ever. Let's say there's like a catastrophic apocalyptic scenario where you're the last human alive on Earth, but all your survival needs are met. This is the most, I don't even know why I'm doing this, most ridiculous scenario. All your survival needs are met. Let's say you got a shelter or some shit. So you're good, you're survived, your safety's intact. Get rid of the zombies, no zombies. Would you still put on makeup if you were the only person left on Earth?
Yes.
Please talk.
No, yes, definitely. I mean, once again, we're doing it for ourselves. Like, I feel more confident, and I like it, and I feel more.
Really?
Last person on Earth.
I would be having a non-stop existential crisis if I was the only person
I mean, it's
alive.
not going to be the first thing that comes to my mind, but like, if I have some makeup and I'm bored, why not?
If I'm in a zombie apocalypse, I think my priorities are going to be a little bit different.
Forget the zombie part. I'm in this ridiculous scenario. Your survival is, your ability to survive is fine. You've got food, you've got shelter, so you're just the last person on Earth.
Then yeah, like if I have time, I'm going to. It's like,
bruv, what? You're still wearing makeup? Why? It doesn't make.
What else am I gonna be doing?
It's therapeutic.
Might as well
it's like
go
nice
put makeup on.
I mean, you don't have to worry about surviving. You know?
Okay, this is a ridiculous
If you're already
scenario.
fine, might as well go put some makeup on.
Okay, question for you guys: who should pay on the first date?
Men.
Oh, interesting. Okay, go ahead. We'll start here. We'll go around. Go ahead.
I mean, I think it's like the traditional men pay, but I would never mind splitting the bill at all, and I would never mind paying for it myself either.
Okay, sure.
I feel like it depends on like who's asking who on a date. But yeah, I'm not gonna like. It's a nice thing for a guy to like pay. Like it's definitely a plus, but it's It's not like, oh, if you don't pay, I'm never gonna speak to you.
Have you ever paid for a date?
I have not, but I wouldn't mind. Like,
Well, you said
what's your dollar limit?
No, actually, I did pay for a date. Actually, yes.
How much was it?
First date? Was it the first date?
It wasn't a first date.
Okay.
But it was like an $80.
I'm talking first date here.
80?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you also, well, I'll come back to this, but you said whoever asks. So let's go around the table and before I come in. And okay, you give your take again. Go ahead.
No, I don't pay.
You don't pay.
No.
Why?
Because I've never been in the situation where I had to pay.
How many, if you had to estimate, how many first dates have you been on?
Honestly, I honestly haven't really been on a date in a long time because I haven't found
Oh my God, John.
I've been asked out on dates. I just don't go because I don't think the guy is going to benefit me. I don't think I'm going to benefit from maybe, a free dinner or something. But am I really going to see something further with this man? Probably not.
But so the question is estimate how many first dates you've been on?
I don't know.
10, 20, 30, more?
Maybe like 10, 15.
Okay. And all those times, did the guy pay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll come back to that, but I want to go around the table. Go ahead.
I think the guy should pay.
Oh, okay.
I usually would offer to split, but but then I
If
would
he
see
takes
how
you-
they react
So
to
if he
me
ta-
asking to go ahead.
So you offer, but if he takes you up on it, you're going to feel salty about him taking you up on it.
I'm not gonna be mad. I'll do it, but I'll probably not consider a second date.
Because he took you up on your offer to pay? Or to split, rather?
Yeah, because I don't really wanna. If I want to be splitting dates with someone, I'll just go out with my girlfriends.
I'm not really following on that, but I guess my question is why? Because often you hear women say communication is really important, but when you're saying one thing but you mean another, I realize that
we're talking about a first date.
Well, I
don't really know the guy.
But you said that you offer, so I realize it's a token offer. It's not. It's like a polite gesture. But if you do offer, if you use your words and you say something, and then the guy, men are very overt communicators. So we're like, oh, okay, cool. And so if a guy were to take you up on that, be like, okay, we can. That's nice of her. We'll split. There wouldn't be a second date. Purely based off of
I
that.
believe so. Every time I've offered to split, it's never happened.
Interesting. Okay, let's move on. Go ahead.
Whoever asks.
Whoever asks. Okay. What about you?
I always come prepared just in case. But I think whoever asks who on the date, I don't really care whether it's like a super cheap date or something more expensive. Like, I think just the gesture of being able to pay for the other person is a really nice thing to, like, for the receiver. I don't know.
Oh, okay. We'll come back to that too. Go ahead.
I think there's a lot of stigma and a lot of pressure for guys to pay on the first date. So personally for me, I wouldn't mind if they don't pay. It'll be nice, obviously, for me. Like, if the guy paid, I wouldn't mind. That'll be nice. However, I think it is nice for the girl to pay as well on the first date. Personally, I really don't care. Like, I went on a date a few days ago and I paid for the first date.
The whole thing or split?
It's all me. It was only $12, so.
Oh, okay.
But even if it was
College.
more, I would definitely pay.
Okay, Natasha.
I think it is really kind and respectful for the girl to offer, but the man should step up and do it.
Okay,
you know?
I have a slightly interesting take on this. So you said that men should pay. Why?
I don't know. It's just my opinion. If the man is asking me out, then yeah, I think he should pay. If I'm asking him out, I don't know.
He should still pay?
No, I don't think. I've never asked a guy out.
Well, there you. Okay,
so I've never been in the situation where I've even had to pretend to get my wallet out. It's always been the man
but why?
pursuing me,
Okay.
I guess.
But
and I just prefer it that way.
You prefer, okay.
Yeah, I'd prefer a man who takes action and is kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't want to say like, I don't even know a good word to put it, but I'd want him to be like, just taking action, being a man, I guess.
Being the leader?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not really the leader, but just being a man and stepping up and and
Being
pay.
the man, stepping up.
Doing his manly duties.
Stepping up and not being the leader.
Doing his manly duty. Doing his manly duties. That's what I mean.
Equality when it benefits them. But okay,
Right.
so I want to bring it back to this. So a few of you said whoever asks, right? So those of you who said whoever asks should pay, I think it was you who said whoever asks should pay. Was it you? Okay, have you ever asked a guy out? Into the mic.
No, I have not.
Okay.
But
What about you?
Oh, I didn't say whoever asked, but I.
Well, there's a lot of you.
Not for the first date.
Wait, okay, so you've never, I'm talking about first date. Have you ever asked a guy out for the first date?
No.
Okay, who said whoever asks? One of you two? Okay. Well, I mean, it's certainly convenient to say whoever asks should pay when you've never asked a guy out. Your answer may as well be men should pay, but do you think, you said men should pay, do you think one of the reasons men should pay is because women spend more time and perhaps more money getting ready than men do?
I don't know.
Well, I'm speaking like makeup, for example. Women will typically put on makeup before a date, whereas men don't. Do you think
Men are obligated to pay because we get ready for them? Is that what you're asking?
I've heard that argument from some women before that
I don't know. Me personally, I don't know. It's different for every other girl, but me personally, I would just rather have the man pay because it's kind of showing what man he is. If he's saying like, oh, like
Alvin
you
Sam
pay.
super chatted
sorry, hold on.
$49.99. Question to Bangs: how can you complain about women being oppressed when you want men to pay for the date? The cognitive dissonance is insane. Send the asteroid.
Hold on. Wait.
There it is.
Okay. So, do you want to respond to the TTS?
What do you mean?
Well,
I
okay.
have the right to complain about women being oppressed. There's literally like laws trying to ban abortion. That's oppression in itself. There's systemic oppression. It's been that way forever.
Jeez. Okay.
Why do I even have to explain that oppression? Like, why do I have to prove to you guys that oppression?
Are you
exist?
oppressed?
I mean, I'm here
Into
to
the mic.
stand. I'm here to stand up for women that are oppressed. Yeah, I don't like. What I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of getting picked on here.
Well, I'm just asking you some questions. So, it's okay. Would you describe yourself as a feminist?
Yes.
So, how do you believe in gender equality?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, how do you reconcile believing in gender equality, but also holding men to their traditional gender roles of paying for the first date?
Well, I'm just saying that's my personal view. A woman being a feminist is just doing whatever you want to do, and not being bashed by society for that. And obviously, standing up for like women's like rights and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just feel like this question's really dense. If I'm being honest.
Well, I'm just asking you. You said that you almost very knee jerk when I asked who should pay. You said that men should pay immediately, right?
Yeah.
So my question is, if you believe in gender equality, don't you think you ought to split the bill on the first date?
No, because my main concern with gender equality is through, like, yes, in society, like fixing that, and through like the system. But yeah, I don't. Oh my God!
Hold on,
you just like.
Try to keep a straight face. Try to keep a straight face, John.
No, I'm done talking.
No. Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I'm done talking. I'm done. If he's gonna be making faces, I don't feel comfortable, and I don't want to. I'm not backing down. I just don't feel comfortable when he's making faces. He already disrespected me, called me a bitch when I never once disrespected him. So I already feel a little. I know, because I already. If he gives me a proper manly apology, be a man and apologize. You say that you be a man and apologize. Come on, for disrespecting me and calling me a bitch.
Don't say it again, John. Don't say it. Oh, I thought you were going to. Hold on, guys. TTS here.
$49.99.
Oh, Jesus
She is oppressing babies by unaliving them. Nuff said, GG get wrecked.
This conversation has been derailed. Okay, so John claims he's sober, but he drank quite heavily before the show.
That's his own issue.
No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Sober.
Okay. So disregard his. Let's try to keep things respectful. If you disagree with someone, let's not
He
grimace.
started bringing the disrespect. I've stayed respectful this whole time. It's been his issue.
Okay, so just talk to me though. I've been
Okay.
respectful to
Okay.
you. So
Yeah, you have
let's
been, and I
have a
appreciate
dialogue. I
that.
want to have a dialogue with you. So my question was, you were talking about feminism and gender equality. So I just kind of want to get to the crux of that. So
It's the same, when you say that, it's giving the same argument. Oh, if a woman hits me, feminism, gender equality, I can hit her back. It's giving that. That's what you're giving.
what? Wait.
That same argument when men are like, oh, like equal fights or equal rights, equal fights. That's what you're kind of giving right now.
Well, that's not what I said, but I mean, I would be prepared to say that if a woman is physically assaulting you, or if anyone is physically assaulting you, regardless of their sex or gender, you're perfectly within your right to defend yourself.
That is true. But
Well, how do
I'm
you
just
reconcile?
saying, no, I'm just saying that argument in total is dumb and dense, just like your question, because
Well, now who's being a bit insulting?
I'm
Dumb
sorry,
and dense,
I'm sorry.
but
Okay, I do
that's fine.
apologize.
So, okay.
That was insulting, and
It's
I do
fine.
not want to insult you because you haven't been disrespectful towards me.
I don't. It takes a lot to offend me. So,
I said your question was not you, so.
Oh God, these guys are. I think you can hide that. I think a TTS is going to come up here. So, okay. There's a lot to touch on here. So, okay.
Spencer
Oh,
Neiman
yeah,
super chatted
here's a
$49.99.
Oh God.
Maybe he'd be respectful if you respected babies' lives.
We have a wide range of viewers for our show. We have some people pro-choice, pro-life. We're not going to talk about that really during the show. But, okay, so wait. What's the thing with equal lefts, equal rights? You're saying if
I
a
said
woman...
equal, I said it's like I've heard the argument a lot, like, oh, like whenever we talk about, women decide to talk about feminism, men always decide to bring up, oh, equal rights, equal fights, which means why is that the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about equality? I'm just
That's not.
No, I'm just
that's low on the list, but I mean, I think.
No, I'm just saying it comes up a lot.
I don't think it comes up too much in the whole discourse. I have heard that term, but I mean, ultimately, I don't think you should hit, regardless of your gender or sex, you should not physically assault or hit anyone.
Yeah, that
and
is
if you're a
true. I agree with
woman,
that.
hold on though, if you're a woman and you hit a man, you should be prepared to potentially be hit back. Like,
I'm not saying
you
that
should
I
not
beat anyone
assault.
up.
You should what?
I'm not saying that I beat a man up. I'm just
But
saying.
I'm saying you shouldn't
No,
assault
I know that. I
anybody.
know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but that you're like kind of missing the point of what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that whenever women decide to do talk about feminism, a really big argument men decide are like, oh, okay, like equal rights, equal fights. But like, why would you bring that up? Men just want like a reason to use violence or have violence against women.
If a woman,
That's what we do.
if
We
a,
sit around, we're like, hey, how can we oppress the
I'm
women
just
today,
saying,
bud? Let's
I'm-
use some violence too. Let's
Well-
lift up some tables and put it around them. Trap them in there.
I mean, you're kind of maneuvering around my original thing, but if a woman is trying to stab me, I'm going to try to prevent her from
still
doing
missing
that.
the
And if
point.
that requires physical force, I will use physical force to defend myself.
All right, you're missing the point, and I don't want to keep talking about it.
Well, okay. I want to bring it back to the who should pay on the first date thing, though.
Okay,
So,
yes, I did say men. I do
You
believe
said-
men should
okay.
pay.
And that's fine that you believe
Yeah,
that, but
and
I'm just,
I really don't think I have to like even explain myself. That's just what I think men should pay. And yes, I am a feminist, and that's okay to think that be a feminist and believe that a man should pay on the first date.
But okay, if you believe in gender equality, which is the supposed tenet of feminism, which is questionable, but how do you reconcile believing in gender equality but also holding men to their traditional gender roles that men should pay on the first date?
I I don't even know. I'm just saying this.
She's flexible when it benefits her.
So, okay, do you want equality only when it benefits you?
I want equality all the time. What are you talking about? It's not even about equality anymore. It's more about equity and fairness, I feel like.
Well, you said equity.
Go ahead and defend equity and fairness in regards to equality. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's do some super chats because we have quite a few super chats here. All right, guys, get your super chats in. $20 and up. All right, we got Frankie K here. What up, Brian? Big ups, MLD, even in ladies. To the panel, why is it so important to you to sleep around so much before you settle down? And what characteristics do you think high-value men are looking for in a potential wife?
That second question's good.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I was almost going to say let's just do one of them, but why is it so important for you to... I mean, we can go around the table if any of you want to answer this. Lexi?
Someone else go first.
Okay, Natasha, why don't we... actually, no, let's have Natasha go. Do you have an answer or no?
First question is, why do women feel they need to sleep around so much before they settle down? Second question is, what characteristics do you think a high-value man are looking for in a potential wife?
Okay, so I don't think it is important to sleep around so much before settling down. For me, like, hooking up with someone or just having sex with that person, it should be like I want to get to know them first and having a connection before doing anything. So for me, it's really not important. What was the second question?
And then what are the characteristics you think a high-value man looks for in a potential wife?
I would say definitely like loyal, smart, respectful, and caring.
Okay. Some good stuff.
What was the question? Why do women sleep around or before they settle down?
Yeah, I'll pull it back up. Okay. Why is it so important to you to sleep around so much? I mean,
It's
Frankie,
not important
yeah,
to
Frankie
me.
is making a bit of assumption here, and the other question is, what characteristics do you think high-value men are looking for in a potential wife?
Yeah, I think somebody that is going to be respectful, I guess. Somebody that's loyal. Somebody that maybe would be a good mom if that's what you're looking for. Usually people get married and have children. So maybe if you're looking for a potentially good mother, I guess.
Okay.
It's not important to me. It's not important for me to sleep
I almost think
around
we need to disregard this first question because it's just a bit of an assumption here. Let's just do the last one. What do you think high-value men are looking for in a potential wife? Try to keep your answer short, guys. Go ahead.
I think like loyalty, caring, like good communication, because obviously you're not always going to agree on everything that you say, but as long as you're able to communicate that, you can come to like agreements and stuff.
I think the characteristics men look for are the ones that the women should be looking for in their men as well. You know, that makes sense.
Would you like to list a few?
Well, personally, I like someone who takes care of themselves. You know, I'm an athletic person. I like to go out, and I find that important. Someone, respect. I don't like to be disrespected. Just like basic things like that. Caring, communication's a big one. Things like that.
Just someone with like similar values to them, like someone who's able to reciprocate whatever values that are very deep-seated for that person.
Cynthia?
I think the big underlying thing is definitely commitment, so I'd say that's my main one.
Natasha?
The question is, what are high-value men looking for in women?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I would say 1, the ability to bring him peace in his life. 2, I would say loyalty. 3, respect. And then I would also say modesty plays a little bit of a part in it. And yeah, I would say that.
John, your thoughts?
I think Natasha gave the best answer.
Okay.
Personally. Just a guy, a high-value man is a guy that is going out in the world on a day-to-day basis and like having to fight the world, having to fight, you know, whether it be clients or the judicial system or the government or, you know, neighbors or whatever the case may be. He's got to go out there to make a livelihood for himself and then bring it home, take care of his home, whether it be him, his girlfriend, wife, mother, father, whatever the case may be. So he needs a woman that is going to be like by his side, that is going to hold him down through thick and thin. Like when tough times come, you want a chick that's going to be there for you when things are really bad. And you want a chick that's going to be there for you when it's really good. But when it's really good, it's easy. Everybody's there for you when it's really good. But when you're down and out, that's when you see who your real friends are. And if you're with a girl and she seems shaky in a time of your life where you're like down and out and you see like she's trying to look around to get out, it's a red flag to give her the boot. It's not a good one. You want people that are going to hold you down in this life. You don't want people that are going to betray you or be fickle.
Sweet. Thank you, Frankie, for the super chat. Flan Life Canadian, $20. Hey, thank you. By the way, Flan, Andrew, thank you for all the gifted memberships. Appreciate it, man. I have a confession. I'm in love with a man, and his name is God. Does that make me... Okay. Thank you, Flan Life. Isaac George, $20 super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. You can send a message next time if you want, or thank you for just supporting the show. Appreciate it. Michael, thank you for the $20 super chat. I finally made a live stream. Your short clips brought me here. I like the videos you post and the questions for these women. The guy in the suit, what standards do Japanese women have that differ from Western women? Good question. Do you want to go ahead, John?
Japanese women are very feminine. They're very demure. They're very modest. They're not combative. They're not trashy. They're not outspoken and loud and obnoxious. They are very honorable women in the sense that they don't just do something and think like, oh, what is this effect going to have on me? They think, oh, what is this going to make my dad look like? What is this going to make my mom look like? What is this going to make my grandma look like? What's this going to make my uncle look like? So and that's a really good girl to have around, a woman that considers what her actions are going to affect not only her, but everybody around her.
Sweet. All right, we have, oh wait, hold on. We did this one, right? Okay. Yo, Nico, thank you for the $20 super chat. I just went through this and let my ex go party, and she got drunk and kissed another dude. I told her she was partying too much, and she got mad. There goes 5+ years. Yeah, we didn't really finish off too much on the whole partying club thing. I might want to give a dream world hypothetical scenario to kind of articulate why a lot of guys have issues with their significant other partying, going to clubs and bars and stuff, because the experience of men and women when they go to a nightclub or a bar or a party is very, very different. So sorry to hear about basically the demise of your 5-year plus relationship. That's unfortunate. I will come back to I'll do the dream world hypothetical scenario. Cowtown, thank you for the Canadian $28. Thank you, man. John, you are the GOAT. Put that 305 in her place. Okay. Let's see. We have Martin here. Yep. Oh, this one came in as TTS. Martin, thank you for the big $50 super chat, man. Appreciate it. Let's see here. We have Flan Life. Can we get a W for Super in the chat? There we go. We have Abdel, yeah. AED, Sensei MLD, demonstrating MMGF. No idea what that is. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then we have Spencer Neiman, $20 super chat. How do you manage to always find the least self-aware people to have on your stream?
Lives in California.
All right, Alvin Sam, $50. By the way, okay, hold on. We have Alvin. Okay, this one came in as TTS. We addressed it. TTS, thank you. TTS, thank you, Spencer. Really, Spencer, thank you for all the. That was holy shit, man. You sent a lot. Oh damn, it's a lot of TTS, man. Thanks. Bernito Sandriguez, hey, thank you, man. $20 super chat. A man's responsibility is to pay on the first date, be a leader, and take charge in the relationship. The ladies in the panel even said so earlier. So what's the woman's responsibility then? That's an interesting question. So a man's typically what men do at the early stages of the relationship is to court a woman, initiate, approach, ask you out on the date, set it up, pay for the date. What is a woman expected to do to develop and build a relationship early on? Let's start with you, Lexi.
I think there has to be a mutual effort to create a good relationship. I mean, men do, for the most part, pay for the first date and things like that. But I think both sides in the relationship, no matter if you're a man or you're a woman or a woman and a woman, just working on building an emotional connection, I think it's important, whether that has anything to do with finance or, anything. I honestly just think that if both people are working to respect each other and trust each other and form a good relationship, I don't really think it matters who takes charge. And
okay.
I agree with her on that, and definitely commitment, I would say. Both have to be really committed to each other and put the same effort into pleasing each other.
Sure.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, just do you, I guess.
Do you is...
Do you want to elaborate on the do you?
No, I don't want to elaborate.
What? Is it everything cool?
No, everything's cool.
Oh,
I just don't really know
wanna...
how to answer the question,
Sure,
to be
that's
honest.
fine. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Here, I'll pull it back up. Let me see if I can find it. If typically, in terms of a guy, what he's expected to do early on in the relationship is...
What are the woman's roles in a relationship?
Yeah.
And she said,
Yeah.
do you is the woman's role in a relationship.
Yeah.
I haven't really been in I've been in one serious relationship. I feel like I can't really speak on that.
Well,
I mean, maybe I can speak on my experience, but I was very young. I was 19. It wasn't really like a healthy relationship. It was my first relationship. What did I contribute to it? Not much, if I'm going to be honest. That's why I ended it. I didn't think we were both healthy enough for each other.
Wait, you ended it because you weren't contributing enough?
Well, I feel like both people have to contribute into a relationship, make each other grow. Was I growing? Was he growing? Not really. I feel like he wasn't putting much into it. I wasn't putting much into it. It was kind of dead, not for the whole part. Obviously, there's a spark to every relationship, but I don't know, with my experience, just dating hasn't really gone, relationships haven't really, I don't know, it's just not really for me, I guess, as of right now. Or where back then I haven't really tried to pursue another relationship. I just do me.
Okay, so the question is, guys are typically expected to court women, approach women, pay for dates, take initiative, lead, et cetera, et cetera.
Provide a protector.
Yeah. So what are women expected to do to build a relationship early on?
I think just someone that is like caring and just shows that can be there for you. And I also think that it goes like both ways. Just someone that you can be with that encourages you to grow. And I also think it's really important to not be with someone that is dependent.
Okay.
Just overall like support in every aspect. I think also like establishing your expectations from the get-go, because it kind of changes how the relationship's going to proceed if they don't establish that in the beginning.
I agree. I think it's especially important to establish expectations from the get-go, and just overall reciprocating, I think, is important for both parties.
I think anything that the man can provide in the relationship, the female should as well.
I would say that a woman's responsibility is to, one, support the man, and also, nurture the things that he can't nurture in his active, work world or with his guy friends. She brings the other side of him out, which is very important for a man. Sometimes they're not really allowed to do that in other relationships. So I think that that's something really important that women are allowed to do, or that women can do and are supposed to do.
John, what do you think?
Kind of like what she said, which is just a woman's role, which is like, the feminine, nurturing, caring role. That's what I think majority of guys, when we date a woman, we look for. I don't want some combative fucking chick to be in my household. Like, I come home, she's like, well, where you been? And all it, like, I don't want to come home to that. I got to go out. I got to work all day. If my woman, when she's with me, everything's taken care of. Okay, when we go out, it's handled. Never like, oh, baby, you have $10. Nothing like that. It's handled. Okay, I'm going to sort everything. We're going to go to the nicest restaurants. We're going to go to the nicest vacation house. We're going to take care of everything. But I can't come home to like a dirty house and be like, you're argumentative or yelling at me or not. Like, I feel like you're not on the same team as me. You know what I mean? I want a girl that's on the same side as me. I want to run away from my problems in the world and come home to my house and close my door and know that my woman's going to be there. Like, babe, this shit was terrible today. This shit was awful. She's like, who was it? How can I help you? That's what I want behind the scenes. And I think when a lot of women, and this is not to trigger anybody, but I think a lot of women nowadays, they take like them doing their feminine nurturing role as like a type of oppression, and it's not. It's just like if I was married to any of you girls here, and in the middle of the night I hear the door break open, I'm not gonna be like, all right, babe, it's your turn, equality, like go get him, you know. No, it's me going down there, and I'm gonna handle it.
I mean, I agree with you, like, the nurturing thing. It's really hard to be a mom. Like, that's a big job and stuff. But you're talking about, like, this whole peace aspect. Women also want that peace just as well. Like, well, I was just summing it up. The peace aspect, you know, you don't want to come home to things like that. Women also want that as well. So it shouldn't be the woman shouldn't be given a reason to feel like there isn't a mutual understanding where she feels like, oh, I need to ask you this, and you feel like it's, like...
No, I didn't say I'm like gonna come.
Oh no, but I'm just like adding to that.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. All right, we have a chat here from Stifler. Ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. We'll start over here. Go ahead, Lexi.
I would think I'm a 7 or an 8 maybe.
Okay.
Same, I would say like 8.
All right.
I'm a 10 and every girl here is a 10.
Okay, we'll let the girls go, but okay.
Let them speak for themselves.
Yeah, thank you.
I think I'm a 9.
I believe I'm an 8. There's room for improvement everywhere.
Okay.
8. Solid 8.5.
7, 8.
He says everyone, so I guess we got to rate ourselves. John, do you want to?
I give myself a 7.
All right. I give myself like 6.9 on a good day, you know. But so, okay, you gave yourself a 10.
Yeah.
And you said every girl here should also think that they're a 10.
Yeah, because I'm looking at a room full of very beautiful women right now, and I think we should all think that we're beautiful, and I don't think we should rate ourselves. Like, look who's asking us to rate ourselves. Come on, don't rate.
Stifler?
No.
What?
The boys on the chat. Boys are in the chat.
Well, I'll have you know, Stifler, that whoever that guy is, he's a handsome guy. Steven Stifler, the Stiffmeister.
Don't know who that is.
You don't know the Stiffmeister?
No. But I'm still saying I don't really think we should rate ourselves. Like, I don't know. I feel like just say you're a 10. You're all beautiful.
Have you ever played that game? He's a 10, but he wears flip-flops. Have you ever played that game?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's interesting. So, okay. You think you shouldn't rate yourselves?
Well, I don't know. I guess rate yourself, but like...
She has an opinion on everything.
I don't know. You guys are just kind of like asking me because I decided to say I'm a 10 and every girl here is a 10. Do you guys not think every girl here is a 10?
Certainly not.
No.
Okay, then that's your opinion. But from my eyes, I think every girl here is beautiful.
Right. So your opinion must be more than ours. Got it.
I'm not saying your opinion.
I think all the girls here are attractive, but like if you're asking me to be honest, and I would never rate you individually, but like I'm gonna be honest. Please don't take this the wrong way. And I don't think I'm a 10. I gave myself 6.9. There's no 10s at the table.
I think you're wrong. From your eyes, yeah, but I think.
Okay, so look, so do you think it's like a confidence thing, or you should be confident in yourself?
Yes.
Because I mean, there's a difference between confidence and thinking that you're on par with the most beautiful women in the world who are supermodels and on the front of magazine covers.
Yeah.
So I'm not a 10 because I'm not on a magazine cover?
Well,
Amongst other
you
things.
could be a 10 and not be a model. However, if you're a 10, you are as attractive as women who are the most beautiful women in the world,
yeah,
who
and
are
I
models.
am a 10. I think, yeah, I believe I'm a 10. Look at me, I'm a catch.
Don't you think it's a bit of hubris?
Why do you want me to rate myself lower?
Well, I mean, you're free to. I suppose you're free to.
I'm not going to, though. I'm not going to rate myself lower.
I'm not planning on forcing you to rate yourself.
I know, but it kind of, like, by the way that you're talking to me, it kind of seems like it kind of seems like you're telling me I'm not a 10, which is fine. That's your own opinion. But you asked me to rate myself, and I'm being honest. I think I'm a 10. If
I said I was a 10, that would put me on par with Brad Pitt when he was young, with Leonardo when he was young. I don't know if Leo was a 10 in his prime. Was Leo a 10 in his prime?
I don't know.
He was a babe. It's just like...
Yeah, I gotta just say whatever she wants me to say the whole show.
It seems like, don't you think it's a bit egotistical to think you're a 10?
No.
Right, because she's a girl. She can do whatever she wants.
I think everyone has different perspectives on beauty. Someone
Jack
that
Nick
could be
super chatted $50. This girl needs to understand that you can judge yourself objectively versus subjectively. I can love myself but also be realistic about how I look. If I'm fat, I'm obviously not a 10.
Response to dank naked.
That's true.
Any response to dank naked?
There are objective measurements to beauty.
Yeah, but in my eyes, I think I'm a 10.
Right, that's why I said objectively.
Yeah.
Yours said subjective.
Okay.
So wait.
That's what, in your eyes, that's what subjective means.
Okay.
So, okay, you're a 10, then do you think you deserve a guy who's a 10?
I feel like I don't really go for guys that, I don't know, honestly. I don't really, to be honest, I feel like I like them a little bit uglier.
Okay, that's fine.
Whenever I see a guy that is really attractive, I do think, wow, that guy is really attractive. But I'm not like necessarily like I want to pursue him, you know? I feel like it takes me a while. Like, I feel like I don't really just see a guy and be like, oh my gosh, I need to have him. It's always been like, okay, like I talk to him, like it's more like their personality too, you know?
Okay, yeah, there's definitely
other
other
It's not all about looks, it's about personality.
There's a lot of other factors, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is if you view yourself as a 10, then, and let's say you're not actually a 10, then isn't that going to have an impact on the types of men that you're going to pursue? Because if you're not a 10, but you think you're a 10, you're going to go after guys who are 10s. Thus, you're going to be chasing after men that are, say, for example, I'm never going to get a Victoria's Secret model, although they've been doing some weird things with the Victoria's Secret models. But let's say a Victoria's Secret model like 10 years ago, Adriana Lima. I'm not getting Adriana Lima. It doesn't matter if I think I'm a 10, I'm not getting her. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is, are you putting yourself in a position to be let down when the men you want don't want you?
No, because yeah, I've been rejected, but I don't know. I feel like I already explained that. I feel like I'm not really like attracted to very, very good looking men. Yes, I have seen very, very good looking men. And yeah, maybe some of them have asked me out, but I haven't pursued them because I'm not really that attracted to them. I think yes, I've seen a guy and I'm like, wow, this is like society's like view of like a really attractive guy. I get that. But personally for me, I don't know. I think every girl can say she likes her man a little ugly. That your man has to be a little bit ugly. I think
Concur?
so.
Do you concur?
Yes. I think if I'm with someone, I think you're a 10.
Yeah, and that's true. If I'm with you, my view of you is going to be so highly of you. I'm not going to be thinking like, oh, yeah, like my boyfriend, he's kind of like a 3, a 7. No, I'm going to be saying my man's a 10, you know?
You want a guy who's a 10. Can you think of can you think of like a famous guy who's a 10? Timothy Chalamet.
I don't
Is
even
he a
think
10?
he's a 10. I'm
Is
so
he a
sorry.
10?
No.
I don't know. Not a 10? I don't know.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you think you got a shot with maybe Michael B. Jordan? Maybe?
I feel like I'm a little young, but I don't know.
Okay. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here a little bit. So you had an issue with the rating thing. Let me ask, do you have a height preference for men?
Yeah, I guess maybe like 6 foot taller, but it's not really something that's like, oh, he has to be 6 foot. Just the guys that I have talked to just happen to be over 6 foot.
Okay, so you're talking about like you're the boyfriends or people you've hooked up with?
Yeah.
They've all been 6 feet?
Yeah.
Or taller? How tall?
Yeah. I'm 5'2".
You're 5'2", and you want them to be 6 feet?
I don't want them to, but
It
that
just happens to
happens.
be the case that all
I
the
don't-
guys you've gotten
Yeah,
with.
but I don't really, I'm not like looking for a guy and being like, oh my gosh, he has to be, I'm not trying to pursue, I feel like what you're getting from me is that I'm trying to pursue a guy, but that's never really been the case for me. I'm not going out of my way trying to look for a guy and looking at all these things that he needs to have. It's just happened for me.
Well,
I
only
guess.
okay. Only 15% of the population is 6 feet or above. So
I guess I just know some
it
tall
just
guys.
happens to be the case that okay.
Yeah, I guess I just know
Would you
some tall guys.
would you date a guy who's shorter than you?
If he treats me really right, yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to be crying over no shorty, if I'm
God.
being honest.
Okay, all right.
I feel like every guy is taller than me. I'm 5'2".
Well, you're 5'2", so
I'm
yes,
5'2".
most-
So am I really going to be crying over a guy that's 5'2"? No.
Yes, most men will probably be taller than you. But
Yeah.
but you said that you had an issue with the rating thing. Like we shouldn't be rating, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, hold on. Let me come back to that. Do you have a height preference?
Not really, no.
You'll date. How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Would you date a guy shorter than you?
If he's the guy, he's the guy.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I mean, I definitely prefer a little taller than me. I'm 5'7". I'm pretty tall, but I mean, it's not gonna stop me from dating whoever.
I don't have a height preference, but I would prefer someone that's not shorter than me.
You said you have a boyfriend right now?
Yeah.
How tall is he?
I don't know. He's just a little taller than me.
Okay.
I prefer taller guys.
How tall are you?
5'3".
5'3".
And when you say taller guys, do you have a minimum? 6 feet?
5'10".
5'10"? Okay.
I don't really care, but
Sure.
just someone who's taller than me, honestly, like if I'm being honest, guys, because I'm 5'2", guys who are over 6 feet freak me out to date.
Rip.
I feel like I don't want to feel like their child, but that I know that like other
Okay.
people don't feel that way. And that's fine. I've always felt awkward.
Sure.
So,
Cynthia?
That's good. It's good. Some hope for the guys in the chat.
Yeah, there you go.
I have a boyfriend, so no.
Okay.
No, not for you. Just in general.
Okay.
Not to hit on you.
Cool.
I've typically found myself more attracted to guys who are taller than me, so I would say taller.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
So when you say taller than you, do you have a minimum?
Um,
Do you have a preference for tall guys, 6 feet plus?
Usually, I'd say like 5'9", 5'10" would be the minimum, but it's not that important.
Okay.
Taller than me.
Shit. Okay. Taller than you?
How tall are you?
5'7".
Okay. So, you don't have a height preference though, correct?
I mean, yeah, I'd prefer them to be taller than me, but I'm also 5'2". But
Okay.
if I'm gonna go back to my dating history, then yeah, every guy has been taller than or over 6 foot. Yes.
Okay. I was going to kind of tie that up to the rating thing because, I mean, if you have a height preference, that is literally a numerical measurement of a male's supposed attractiveness. It's literally a measurement. So just tying it back to the rating thing. So, I mean,
but I feel like when you ask us to rate ourselves, I feel like it's mostly for these guys on here to be like, oh, she's rating herself a 10. No, she's a 3. She's a 5. That's my problem with it because you're asking us to rate ourselves right here where these people are going to judge us and just pick us down for saying anything. That's kind of my problem with it, if I'm being honest.
well, I think if their sense of your rating aligns with your own self-assessment, I don't think they would intentionally try to peg you down, but
I bet everybody has their own
10 is
different
like
view.
a perfect 10.
I don't know. I just feel like you're really bothered with me rating myself a 10.
Well,
You're-
it's,
something about confidence kind of, you don't like that.
Well, there's a difference between confidence
You
and
must
thinking.
be insecure.
There's a difference between confidence and basically thinking you're on par with the most attractive women in the world.
Okay.
Like you can be confident and self-assured and still have a reasonable self-assessment of your own physical
that's
attractiveness.
Not
But I'm
confident. Why would it be like, I am so confident, but I rate myself a 7 or a 6 maybe.
Well-
Why would I do that to myself? If I'm gonna be confident, be like, no, I am a 10. Okay.
well, that's delusion.
Oh my god.
It's just delusion. Like
Maybe we have different views about confidence.
Not only confidence.
Well, like, okay.
I go outside and I see 10 beautiful women. It takes me like 2 to 3 years to find a good, attractive man.
Okay, so is everyone's a 10, correct?
Every woman.
I feel like a lot of women are. Yeah.
Oh, a lot. So not all women are 10s.
No, I feel like most women are.
Most women are 10s.
Yeah.
What about most men?
I honestly don't know.
Oh.
I'm not like, to be honest, I'm not like going out and being like, oh yeah, I am seeing like, I do see a cute guy and I'm like, oh, that guy's pretty hot. But like, I'm not like, that guy's like, I want to date him, you know?
So do you want to give us the percentages on this?
On what?
Like how many women do you think are 10s? Like
I don't
90%?
know. I'm not good with math or percentages. Why would I do that to myself? I'm going to embarrass myself.
Oh, hold on. Wait, hide that. Oh, okay. No, hide this. No, God. Okay, hold on. You're not good with math? Okay. Oh, Carson, I guess you pulled up the Instagram tab. Sure, we can look at it. Why not? All right, this is Carson's favorited list of girls. Just scroll down. Yeah, this is what Carson thinks these girls are like solid 9s and 10s and stuff. Keep scrolling.
Is definitely up there.
Keep scrolling, just keep scrolling. All right, so anyways, I don't want to hammer on too long on this one. I've already kind of beat a horse to death, but anyways, thank you, Carson, for pulling that up and accessing your Instagram. Okay, so let's move on here. Let me get to some super chats. All right, we have, Miss Sweetie Shorty, thank you for the Canadian $20 super chat. I saw a chat ask this, would you be okay to go to a girls only bar? Also, if they existed, would the men be okay with a girl partying? If it was girls only, love your show. How do I apply to be on it? Thank you. Hey, Miss Sweetie Shorty, send us a DM on Instagram at whatever, and we can coordinate on that. So the question is, would you be okay to go to a girls only bar? I don't know if those really exist. I think that's probably against the law, actually.
Would the men
but
be okay with going to girls only? If it was girls only bar?
Would the girls even go?
I mean,
if it was on a girls only bar?
I just don't date women who drink like that. It's not good for building something long term.
Would the men be okay with the girl partying if it was girls only? Yeah, well, so I don't really drink, so definitely for me, like if the girl I'm dating, if she drinks a lot, if she parties, it's just there's no reciprocity, there's no match there for me.
No need. It's like no.
Yeah. All right, we have Darkfire, $20 super chat. I've lived in Japan for 4 years, been to over 10 Asian cities. To all my passport bros, choose the right city. Don't go picking up girls from big cities with clubs like Tokyo, Yokosuka. Yokosuka? Okay. Beijing. Okay. Would you agree with this? Because you're in Tokyo, right?
Yeah. The cities are not good for dating in general. If you're looking to like find like a good, faithful woman, like cities are just not. Cities are not conducive for healthy relationships in general. You know, you want to get out of those places.
Sure. All right, we have Vagisil69. Okay, buddy. $20 super chat. Thank you, man. I've been kept from my son, and I'm fighting for him now. How do they feel about men being kept from their kids? And there's a difference from confidence and delusional. Okay. It's semi-related to dating.
Well, there are unjust laws that overly benefit women, as if it was like the 1950s, and those laws need to be brought up to date. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely discrimination against men in the family court system for sure.
Yeah, big time.
So sorry to hear you've been kept from your son, though. Yeah, that's tough. Custody disputes is not good. I definitely think they need to rework the laws in the United States when it comes to custody. I think it should be assumed split 50-50 custody if there's any divorce or whatever. So sorry to hear about that, man. Okay, so moving on. I wanted to open it up to you guys. Is there something dating related that you'd like to get off your chest? Maybe something that frustrates you about dating. Men are pissing you off in some way. anything you'd like to get advice on something related to dating? Let's start with you, Lexi. Go ahead.
I don't really have anything. I'm not
Okay.
looking.
All right. What about you?
No, me neither.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
God. There we go.
I have some advice.
Oh, well, more so if you were asking for advice, but
Or if we're asking for advice?
yeah, if there's like a situation you want advice on,
Nah. I don't.
but what's your advice? Let's hear
Oh,
it.
my advice is that usually I kind of see this with friends or just even on TikTok. There's a lot of girls complaining about like, oh, my man does this, my man does that, like negative things that their man does, you know? And I think that the problem is that we're choosing shitty men. And I feel like if we just stop giving men pussy, I feel like they're gonna change their ways, maybe, possibly, because I feel like men, I don't know, for pussy, I feel like they'll do it. They will do anything for pussy. And I feel like if we stop sleeping with men and stop doing casual hookups and stuff, I feel like it'll kind of put men in their place, maybe, if we don't hook up with them and without being like, oh yeah, I'll hook up with you, but like no relationship, you know? Because then it's just giving them an excuse to be shitty men. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying that men are just shitty by default?
No, I think that
that's exactly what you just said.
No, I'm saying that we
That's literally exactly what you just said.
We enable a lot of shitty behavior. We kind of like almost excuse a lot of shitty behavior, I feel like. As women, we do that a lot. And I feel like I don't know if we're going to talk about this like right now, but like hookup culture.
Sure, we can talk about hookup culture.
Okay. I was just going to say that
the
reason why I did partake in hookup culture and I didn't gain anything from it, okay? And I know, well, maybe some girls are gaining something like sexual pleasure, and that's okay. Do whatever you want. But for the most part, if you're engaging in hookup culture to find a man or a boyfriend, you're not going to find one. Because when you're hooking up with this guy with no strings attached, you're already giving him everything needed in a relationship without the commitment. So he's gaining stuff there, and you're not gaining anything. You're just giving him pussy, basically.
Wow, that's a interesting view on sex, but so
hookup culture, not just sex.
So when you have sex with someone, you're not getting anything out of it?
Well, yeah, if I'm doing it for like my own sexual pleasure, then yeah. But am I really going in and being like, wow, I want to date this guy? No, I'm just doing it for sexual pleasure, I guess.
Well, I don't think you're wrong that hookup culture is unfulfilling and a bad thing, but you're saying you should
not hook up with shitty men. That's what I'm saying. If you
I agree with you on that.
If you actually want a relationship, stop hooking up with shitty men. That's what I'm saying. That is the point of it.
Why is it that women are attracted to shitty men?
Because
if you're such a 10, why can't you size up these shitty men and stop dating them?
Because there's a lot of shitty men out there. Honestly, I live in a really small town, and I live at home with my parents. I live in a very, very small hick town. Like, most of the people that I date are people that I've gone to high school with and that I know a lot of stuff about, and like already, and like, I don't know, I don't really want to engage in it anymore, I guess.
You're in San Ynez, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close to Santa Maria, so that's kind of like a little iffy. Okay, but
San Ynez is very different from Santa Maria.
It is different.
But there isn't any men that, to me, I'd even want to have sex with, because it's not worth it for me. Because what am I gaining? I feel like they're gaining more.
How are they gaining more?
They're getting pussy.
And you're
9 times out of 10, these guys aren't making me finish.
Okay.
So why am I doing it? For their pleasure.
Well, I agree you shouldn't be having casual hookups. Well, I mean, people are free to do whatever they want, but I don't think it's particularly fulfilling, and the sex is typically not particularly rewarding, as you have admitted. But sorry. Okay, so
she's your guest, bro. This is all you.
Yeah. Okay, so So are you still doing the hookup culture thing, or are you kind of checked out?
No, I've stopped doing that for a while now.
Okay, so you're over it.
Yeah.
Because you're giving the pussy away.
I think those were your words. For me, what was I getting out of it? Nothing really. I was just doing pretty much all the relationship stuff without having a committed relationship. So no, I'm not gonna engage in that anymore. Yeah, I guess there's times where I had like a random hookup, but I feel like I've kind of felt like shit after, if I'm being honest, because I'm doing it maybe for my personal reason, maybe to not feel alone that at the time. And it's okay to be alone, and you don't have to find sex to like not feel lonely, you know? It's okay to be by yourself and not engage in hookup culture, because I know a lot of discourse is like, oh, women, or not even women, like men specifically, are always engaging in hookup culture. And then like when a woman engages in hookup culture, it's like, oh, she's a slut, she's this, she's that. But men, they've been doing it forever.
Only a very small percentage of men have access to hookup culture.
Minority of men.
Yeah, very small amount of men.
Unequal amount compared to women.
So
what do you mean?
Most unequal, as in the number is not the same.
Most men don't have access to hookup culture. An average guy, he can't easily just go and hook up with 3 girls a week.
Because they're ugly?
But let's say he's average. Let's say he's not even ugly. Let's say he's an average looking guy. He can't just hook up with 3 new girls a week. Unless he's bringing like mad game status or has money. But that's an even smaller percentage of men.
That's not average.
That's not average. But speaking just looks, average men do not have access to hookup culture, whereas like 90% of women
99.
have access to hookup culture. Average women can hook up super easy, whereas average men can't. So basically 80% of the women are all chasing after the top 10, top 20% of men.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I agree with you, though. The hookup culture is bad for everybody in general.
Yeah, I think it's bad.
The number one people who suffer the most from hookup culture is women.
I agree with that. I actually do agree with that.
Yeah, that's because it's objectively true.
Cool.
Okay, so you mentioned the double standard.
Yeah, there is a lot of double standards.
There are.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't disagree on that. There is a lot of double standards.
Yeah, for men and women.
For men and women. Okay.
Like guys on OnlyFans make virtually nothing.
Equal
no
pay.
one wants to see that.
That's where's the equality?
There's no equality on OnlyFans. Right? It's unfortunate. Equal pay for men on OnlyFans. I think the
it's
women.
It's based off subscribers. You know?
Oh wait, question on that. Do you think that the women in the WNBA should be paid the same as the men in the NBA?
What is the
women's NBA?
She doesn't even know what the.
I don't watch sports. I'm
okay,
so sorry.
basketball. NBA basketball. Do you think that
women's organization
WNBA, the women's NBA?
I don't know. That's a tricky question because I feel like you're trying to trick me with that. Because then if I say
I'm not
yes,
trying to trick you.
No,
I
say yes, women do deserve more, but I feel like it also has to do. I don't want to offend anybody, but I feel like it also has to do with
into the mic, please.
It also has to do with how many people are watching. Like, are more people watching the woman, or more people watching the men? How much money are they getting based off?
Fair.
You know, that's what I.
Okay,
think
fair enough.
Logical.
Okay, so we were going around the table.
That worries me because I'm so sorry to say, but I feel like sometimes when him is saying that he agrees with me, I feel like I'm saying something wrong towards women. You're just very anti-woman, I feel like.
I don't think he's anti-woman.
I'm not anti-woman. No, you have a very anti-male stance. I don't know what happened with you, but some man seriously traumatized.
What do you think happened to me?
Something in your family.
Jesus
I have
Christ.
a very wonderful dad. My dad is very present in my life. My dad is a man. When I look for a man, I'm mostly thinking
about your dad?
Not about my dad, but what has my dad provided for my family? I want a man that's...
Okay, you want a provider.
I want a man that's... Because that's what I've grown up around.
Okay, I want to give everyone a chance to speak. So, what was the fucking question I was originally going around the table on? Anyone remember? It was something you wanted to get off your chest. You wanted advice. we could continue on this path, but I do want to give everyone an opportunity to speak. Go ahead.
I actually don't have any concerns at the moment.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't have concerns, but like I have a statement.
Sure.
I don't like hookup culture, how it's like affected going to college, because then people think like, oh, might as well just get out of my relationship right before college, because there's no point and everyone's going to be partaking in hookup culture when that's not necessarily the case at all.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I have no concerns or comments.
Okay.
She's ready to go home.
Cynthia.
None at the moment.
Natasha.
I'm good. Sorry.
Okay, let's do some super chats here. Yo, we have Casey, Superman, $20 super chat. All the women on the panel are definitely attractive, but Lexi and Viv are the diamonds. Who's Viv?
I'm Vivi.
Oh, Vivi. Okay, there you go. All right, Casey, Superman.
Viviana.
Viviana.
Yeah.
Leon, $20 super chat. Ask the chick with the bangs if she's an advocate for abstinence, no sex before marriage. If used to be develop the relationship first, then have sex with hookup culture. It seems to be sex first, then develop a relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, this question's for me. I'm
Yeah,
so
the
sorry.
chick- yeah, with the bangs.
Advocate for abstinence, no sex before marriage. I do whatever you want. That's why am I going to be telling somebody else to not have sex before marriage? I know there's religions and cultures that, you know.
They're asking if you defend that standpoint, though. They're asking you personally, do you defend abstinence before a relationship, as in getting to know someone, develop a relationship?
I do agree with that 110%, because anytime a man, okay, and going back to hookup culture, I guess, or maybe it doesn't even have anything to do with hookup culture, but if you're hooking up with a guy on the first date, he's not going to love you. I'm so sorry to say that, but he's not going to love you. You don't, in my experience, I either didn't have sex with a man at all, or I waited a very long time to have sex with him, and that's when the love started.
I've loved girls I've slept with on the first night.
Okay, well, that's for you. For me personally, and especially maybe even now, like for our age range, I just feel like it doesn't really happen. Love has to be formed, I guess. You don't just hook up with somebody and then they're in love with you. That's not how it works.
I think the issue is when a relationship is formed around sex rather than a real, true connection.
Yeah. Because when you have sex with somebody on the first date, I feel like that's kind of like, I don't know, maybe there's like no, that's it. You kind of just gave it up already, you know? Like there's really no, maybe we'll kiss this day, or like, you know, I feel like the love is kind of lost when you're just hooking up and the relationship's just about hooking up. Do you disagree?
No, I think we should move on.
So, what?
I need your drink.
So, okay, you're saying that you've engaged in hookup culture, but you kind of don't like how it ends up, correct?
Yeah.
Does any girls here feel that same way, like with the hookup culture?
Who here thinks hookup culture is a good thing? Show me your hand. Who disagrees with hookup culture? Okay, so some of us are just not voting.
Those were some unenthusiastic hand raises.
Yeah, some of them just sat through it. All right.
I personally don't participate in hookup culture. Like even when I was single, I had a time in my life when I did, but it was very short. But I'm not gonna judge girls that participate in hookup culture. I think that everyone is free to just, and they're gonna like suffer the consequences of that, whether it's good for them or bad for them.
That's a good caveat you ended at the end there.
I personally don't believe in, personally for me, I don't personally believe in having sex before like actually building some type of connection. Like whether it's marriage or dating, I don't think I'm gonna hook up with someone unless I know like there's a mutual like love that's growing there.
I've got a question for the ladies. So America leads the world in divorce and broken families, right? Mm-hmm. Why are relationships failing in America, in your opinion?
Because people are getting married at a very young age, I feel like. Or
You feel like?
Yeah, at least what I've seen. I grew up in San Ynez, so I feel like everybody kind of just gets stuck in this little hole, and they're kind of just so bored with their lives. They're like, they haven't gotten out of the valley yet. They're just there, and they're still with their high school sweetheart, and they're kind of just like, well, it's not going to get any better than this.
So then,
and
what
then
is the good age?
they decide to get divorced, and then they realize, well, maybe there is more to life than being with my high school sweetheart.
So okay, what age?
forever.
What age is good then? Because you said people get married too early. What is good age?
I don't know.
Do you know what the average age of marriage is in America?
No.
Okay, so it's like 27, 28.
Okay.
So it's already not that young.
Okay, I'm just saying based off what I've seen. I've seen a lot of people get engaged
Okay,
and
so you
married at a
said
very
people
young
too
age.
early. Let's start with you over here, Lexi. Yeah. In your opinion, why do you think? Because you seem like you come from a married household.
Yes.
Do you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you seem very well put together. You seem classy. So you seem like you come from a good home. Why do you think relationships in America are kind of falling apart? In your opinion, you don't have to be right or wrong. Just your opinion.
I think people are getting married soon after they meet people. I mean, I'm all for it. If you think you love someone, you want to spend the rest of your life with them, I'm all for that. But I do think sometimes hookup culture maybe has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Maybe not giving the relationship as much time as it needs before jumping into it, because you're always going to run into problems. But some people just aren't meant for each other, and I think a lot of people don't give themselves the time to figure that out.
Okay. How about you?
Yeah, I feel like definitely hookup culture has something to do with it. People don't take the time to to get to know each other anymore that well, and it kind of ruins everything after.
So sex too early?
Yeah, I think people tend to rush into relationships, but more than that, like, it's not I don't think it's exactly like a time frame. I think it's more like getting married before, like, figuring out how to resolve issues, figuring out how to sort through disagreements. I feel like a lot of people tend to, like, run away when things get hard, and
you're smart.
That's when, and I don't mean like hard, like cheating. Obviously, that's a completely different thing. I mean like disagreements. And such.
Yeah. Do you come from a intact family?
It's a.
You feel like it's more yes than no.
Yeah. Well.
What do you think? What's your opinion on?
It's a whole rushing into a thing. People marry for lust, not for love. So.
For lust, not love. Yeah.
I think first of all, people are. I don't know if
tilt the mic down towards you slightly.
I don't know if people are getting married too young. I'm not sure if I agree with that on a huge basis, but I think institution-wise, like marriage in the U.S. is so gruesome. Like, I just feel like some of the happiest couples I know that live here are not married, and they've been together for 15 years plus. I know couples who actually have no plans of getting married. They're engaged, they're committed, but I think it's
That's what I mean. I don't mean about like the title, like you need to sign this document. Now you're official married. Like if you guys were together, we're gonna say you're only married because you signed this paper, but they didn't sign the paper, so it doesn't care. Like I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, like, why do you think people are like breaking up, and why like dysfunction and relationships coming apart is more common than coming together?
I guess to answer that, like I said, I don't think it's necessarily an age problem. I think finding the person you want to be with forever at a young age is fine. Yeah. But just, going through thick and thin with that person, I think some people overestimate how ready they are for that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. A lot of people give up.
Cynthia?
I think they hit a lot of the good points. I do think a lot of people get into relationships for the wrong reasons. Another big thing is like I think a lot of relationships, there aren't stability, so they don't go through thick and thin like Amber said. And some people just kind of want to avoid the problem just for the sake of the situation at the moment. And that honestly in the long run is just not good. And so I think definitely going through the hard stuff and talking about it, that's good right there.
I think, yeah, the inability to get through rough patches is a big one, but I've also seen it a lot in my life where, this might be a little strange to say, but like I've seen it a lot where typically the woman like leads in the relationship and there's no strength in the man's role. Like the man's kind of like a doormat to the woman. That also really tends to poison the relationship and lead to the woman leaving the relationship.
Yeah.
Cool. I also think part of the reason why there's so much breakdown in relationships is there's so many options. So there's, especially with dating apps and social media, someone potentially better is just a swipe away.
Yeah, it's the
paradox.
It's the illusion of the perfect mates out there. It's not real.
Exactly.
It's not real. People need to like take what they can get or take what they deserve, and like honestly have an objective reality of how much you're worth in the dating spot. You know.
Yeah. Guys, get your super chats in. All super chats will be read, answered. Well, $20 and up. Carson, can you pull up the Twitch? I need to shout out our Twitch homies here, and then I think I have something for us to react to. All right. Okay, we got some of them are Chatty, thank you for the follow. Josh, thank you for the follow. Kiva, thank you for the follow. Dark Eye, thank you for the follow. Chugga40, thank you for the follow. Ardo, thank you for the follow. Guys, if you have Twitch, go to twitch.tv/whatever. The link's in the description. Give us a follow. If you have a Prime sub, drop us a Prime sub. Let me get these super chats here. All right, we have, or wait, let me see. Dank Naked, $20 super chat. Most men are invisible and will always not want to look weird and psych themselves out. The guys approaching women and sleeping with them do it because they're good at it. Most men aren't. Yes, that's true. And oftentimes, I mean, who here, maybe show of hands, or we can go around the table really quick. Who here has hooked up with or dated a shitty guy? Maybe it's all of them. Let's start with Natasha over here.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Cynthia?
Yes, I would say so.
I'm not sure. I think just things just didn't work out. I don't know. I want to be fair and say probably not a shitty guy, but maybe some of the things he did were shitty.
Yes.
That's a yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
No? Well,
you keep making comments every time I say something. You just make a little comment.
He wants the heat.
He does. He does. He likes to argue with
a
a little 21-year-old girl. He likes it. He gets off on that.
God.
He's gonna be thinking about this later.
Okay, moving on. All right, we have Mango King here with the $20 super chat. Can I get some advice? The tension in the air is palpable, by the way, guys. Okay. I keep attracting married women, but I'm not about that life anymore. What am I doing wrong that I keep attracting them?
Nothing.
I'm not about
Nothing. Just keep saying no.
I keep attracting married women.
Don't sleep with married women. It's bad karma.
Bad
no
karma.
bueno.
No bueno. All right, we have Walt Mosher, $20 super chat. Thank you, man. How common is it that your friends are promiscuous? Would you say your friend is a 304 if her body count is more than 100?
What's that?
304 is, it stands for hoe. So
over 100 body count. Hoe or not hoe?
No, we're trying to stop slut shaming and calling women hoes. Why do you guys get mad? Why do you feel disappointed when I say that?
So
we're just getting off on it, you know.
It seems like it. Seems like it.
Well, do you think it's a desirable thing to have slept with over 100 people?
I know a lot of girls that are in college or that go to like, other colleges or universities, and their body counts are very high, and I feel like that's kind of normal. I guess if you want to have a high body count, have a high body count. For me personally, that's not something that I want because I don't gain anything from sleeping with a bunch of random dudes. But maybe these girls want to. I don't know. It's not my place to say, oh, go do this, go do that. Don't sleep with all these guys. Sleep with less guys. that's not my place to say anything. And that's not my place to define her and call her a 304.
Well, you can, the more generous term would be to just say she's promiscuous. And I would
My
say...
Little Pony 123 super chatted $49.99. Hannity is into farting on people. I knew her back then.
Confirm or deny the farting accusations? Okay, she's My Little Pony 123. She is denying the farting accusations.
It's funny that they would send $49.99 too.
No kink shaming. I will not yuck your yum if that's what you're in. Say
no farting kinks.
You know what? We should, after this topic, we should talk about if the, kinks a little bit. That could be interesting. But okay, so you don't think that promiscuity should be shamed?
Alvin Sam super chatted $49.99.
All these questions are about me. I love it.
You advise women to refrain from being a 304 and promiscuous, but you're not setting the example. Take a look at how you're dressed. That skin shows otherwise.
So just because I'm dressed the way I am, that means I'm a 304? Yeah, I could say that I'm dressed a little promiscuous, but that doesn't define me. That doesn't define who I sleep around with. If I sleep around, doesn't define anything.
I actually don't think you're dressed particularly promiscuous.
Thank you.
I don't think
They just see some boobs and they freak out.
So do you want to shoot shots back at Alvin? He called you a 304. Do you want to say anything back to Alvin?
He doesn't know what I do.
What do you do? What
I'm a
do
nanny.
you do? Oh, she's a nanny. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, watch out. Nanny attack. Okay, so
A very good one too.
you're a good nanny.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, so we were talking about kind of promiscuity. Man, I love the TTSs, but okay, sometimes they distract me. But I keep going. But just saying. I'm just okay. Never mind. Jesus Christ. So, can you just? What was your point?
About what?
Well, okay. The previous super chat was.
Oh, the 304 thing?
Oh wait, is this not it, or was it this one? I'm trying to find it. God damn it. Oh, I think it's this one. How common is it that your friends are promiscuous? Would you say your friends is 304 if her body count is over 100?
None of my friends have a body count over 100.
Well, I thought you said you knew some college girls that.
Yeah, I know, like
hard.
some friends that are like, oh, like my other friend is in college, and they'll tell me about that. Like we'll talk about like maybe, I don't know, like I kind of thought for a while that I had a high body count, but then like I would hear about other girls like in their hundreds or like having higher body counts than me, and I'm just like, oh, well, what really makes a high body? I don't really even like talking about body counts.
$49.99. No high value man desires a woman with a high body count.
E-dubs, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
But how would they know about their high body count? A girl can lie.
That's true.
Yep.
A man can lie.
They have certain symptoms, though. Certain symptoms.
Do I give off that energy, high body count?
You're asking the wrong question.
Just be honest. Does it give that off?
No comment.
Brian?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking both of you.
I don't think you have a high one, but I don't think you have a low one.
What is high to you?
It depends on how old are you, 21?
Yeah.
I don't think it's over 20. Is it over 20?
No.
Okay. In Southern California, I mean, it depends where you're at. Some people think more than 5 or more than 10 is a high body count. Here in Southern California, it's pretty rough. It's rough. But really quick, just going around the table on this, do you think body count should matter? Or not, let me frame it like this. Do you think it's wrong for men, or do you think men should not have a preference for women to not be promiscuous and have a low body count?
I can speak?
Yeah.
I don't think men should have an opinion.
Oh, you don't think men should have an opinion?
No, like on body count. Like on body count.
Like he's saying a preference, like a guy.
Oh.
So for example, guys typically when they're choosing a woman they want to settle down with, They don't want a chick that has been completely ran through. So he's asking you.
What about a man that's ran through? Why do we only use the
can-
term ran
hold
through
on.
against women?
Okay, we can get to that later, but let's just first get through the question. So
let's stay on the point.
Yes. So would you have an issue, or do you think it's wrong for a guy to have a preference to date a woman who's not promiscuous and who has a low body count?
Personally, I would prefer if they didn't have that preference, but I know a lot of men do, and I would love to understand why. I've never really had a conversation with a guy of why they feel like men, or why they feel women shouldn't be ran through. So I'd love to hear a male's perspective.
Before we do give our take on this, I do want to give everyone an opportunity to answer before we share. So go ahead.
I think it depends because there's a lot of guys with like really high body count.
Can you tilt the microphone down towards you?
Yeah.
Here, pull it from them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so I think there's a lot of guys that have like really high body count, but still will ask for a girl to have like a body count less than 10. It's kind of like hypocrite in a way.
Okay, so we can address the double standard thing, but let's assume that he has a low body count too.
If he does and he's like asking for a girl with low body count, then yes, because that's his preference. But it shouldn't, like, I don't think a woman should be judged over her body count either.
Okay, so the double standard, like if the guy has a high body count, then he shouldn't have.
Yeah, he shouldn't ask for.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Go ahead.
I agree. I don't think it's a man's business to know a woman's body count because either way, women can lie. I don't really think, like you said, that there's signs that a woman has a high body count. I don't think that's true. You roll your eyes at me, but I just think it's funny that you just get so. Okay,
Alvin
I'm not going
Sam
to say
super
anything.
chatted $49.99. If a woman is going to have a preference about a man's money, he will have a preference about a woman's body count. This is non-negotiable.
We all have preferences. Thank you for Alvin for the $50 super chat, man. Appreciate all the support. Continue on with your point.
Well, like, am I going to ask a man, oh, what's your body count?
You could.
I know, but I don't care, to be honest.
Well, that is a bit of a difference between men and women, generally speaking.
Yeah,
Women
but
care far less about it than men do.
But why is it so important for a woman to have a low body count?
We'll get to that. We'll address that. I just want to give everyone the opportunity to speak. Go ahead.
So I don't think a woman's value is fully defined with their body count. But with that said, I do think a man is entitled to have a preference.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Men are entitled to have their preferences, but with that being said, someone who does have a high body count is then no longer worthy of love.
Carson, can you just close the door? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's fine to have a preference. I don't care what other people's preferences are, but I think just move on to another girl then. There are girls with low body counts if you want them. It's not like they're scarce, like it's possible.
It's pretty scarce, but it's pretty scarce, but go ahead.
You could have your own opinion, but I don't think I would date a guy who would want me to have a low body count. If that's his what's the word, like I must have like a low body count for him to like date me, something like that.
Okay, Natasha?
I would respect if a guy wanted a low body count because I also feel that way towards guys. Like there's a certain threshold that they can have to the point where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be with this person.
Okay, so before me and John come in, most of you said body count shouldn't matter, doesn't matter, whatever. So if body count doesn't matter, if it shouldn't matter, what is your body count? Natasha, we'll start with you.
Wait, you just asked my body count?
Yeah.
I would rather not say.
You've shared it before.
Yeah, but I realized I don't really want to say it again.
Natasha, you're killing me. All right, Cynthia.
I would prefer not to say.
I also prefer not to say.
Just out of respect for my family.
For the family. Who's the gangster who's going to actually come in and share? Go ahead.
Yeah, I would rather not say.
Obviously, I'm not going to say.
One girl starts off a domino effect. Go ahead.
Good.
I won't say, I'm sorry.
I prefer not to say.
Okay, so you refuse to share, yet you think body count doesn't matter. Thus,
because if I say, I'm going to be judged.
Thus, hold on,
no
stop,
matter what number.
stop interrupting. somewhere.
Martin super chatted 50.
Martin, stop interrupting.
Ladies, this is hurting my brain. Studies have empirically shown that women with higher body counts are far more likely to divorce. The same is not true for men. It's biology. You release oxytocin
During relations, that's the pair bonding hormone. So some deep down, even though you guys say body count doesn't matter, your refusal to share it would indicate to me that it matters. You know it matters, and that's why you refuse to share it.
It doesn't matter to me, but it matters to you guys. So I'm not going to go and put myself out here and say my body count just for you two to ridicule me or say something.
We're not going to ridicule you.
This guy has been saying stuff the whole time. I
don't need your body count to ridicule
called him,
you.
I said he's insecure, and he proceeded to call me a bitch and insult me.
We've moved on from that.
Let it go. Let it go. It's
I
over.
haven't. He hasn't apologized.
Can I say something? I'm not ashamed of my body count, quote unquote. And if like my potential partner is interested in knowing, I'm not fearful of sharing that with them. But if these people don't need to know, so it's like,
yeah.
But if it didn't matter, then you would just be like, oh, here's my body count. Like,
to my partner, yes.
Well, no, just outwardly,
general.
but you acknowledge that it is something that maybe not all men, but that some men do care about, and it is also some women would judge you for it too.
True. Yes, that's true.
Actually, when women have a disagreement with each other, often the first insult that they hurl at the other, that chick's a slut. That's the first thing they go to, so women will shame women on it too. So
I'd like to back up what she's saying. I feel like a discussion of your body count is a discussion for somebody that you're comfortable with and that you're sleeping with. I'm not sleeping with anybody here, so I'm not going to answer that because I feel like things should be kept private. And you should be, I don't know, like, Brian, are you going to share your body count? Is he going to share his body count?
So,
why are we only getting asked for our body count?
Well, I can't speak for John. Me personally, I think body count matters, so I'm not going to share my body count because I think it matters. But John, I don't know if you want to share yours.
Do you guys really want to know?
Sure.
If he shares it, will y'all share it?
No.
One for one?
One for one?
No.
How about you? Since you two have been flirting with each other all night, I'm thinking if he says it, you say it. How about that? Gentleman's agreement.
Fine.
Oh, okay. There we go. John, go ahead.
Ladies first.
11.
Really? Only 11, really?
Do you think I ran through?
No, I'm just, sounds low. Mine's like 250.
250.
So body count matters to you when it comes to a woman?
Yes.
So, but it's okay for you to have a high body count.
Yeah, kind of like it doesn't, you don't care.
Then your opinion is bullshit.
No. Because it's the same thing for you.
Double standards.
I'm
not going to listen to double standards.
Because you wouldn't date a guy shorter than you.
Yeah, but body count, come on. Anybody
Okay,
can lie about that.
same thing.
Guy can't lie about his height.
You're completely missing the point.
So would you be offended if a woman didn't want to be with you? Your ideal woman didn't want to be with you because of your body count?
No, I mean, if she
your ideal 10 out of 10 Victoria's Secret model.
So, okay, so let's say my ideal woman, 10 out of 10, does reject me because I have a high body count. What can I do?
Nothing. It's done.
So then you just ask me a question just to like.
But like, would you be like offended by that?
If my ideal woman walked away from me, yes, I would be offended.
So that means that body count does matter.
I just don't understand why it matters. Why you can have a high body count, but God forbid the woman that you're seeing has a high body count.
Well, let me finish.
There's a lot of differences. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna
what are the differences, men and
hold
women?
On. Well,
like,
let him
the
address.
Difference.
Hold on. Let him
Do you
address
think that,
her
like,
question.
affects, like how the quality of a relationship you can provide her?
Yeah, for sure.
That your body count does?
On her end, yeah, things will come up.
On her end?
Okay. If she has a high body count, yeah, it's like
no,
statistically.
like if she doesn't and you do you think that like
So
should she believe you won't give her a good quality relationship?
She could believe that if she wants to, but I'll demonstrate. I demonstrate in my day-to-day life. Like, I've got my shit together. I've got my shit together at a very high level. So I can operate and manage a relationship no problem. But what I'm trying to say is that if you look at the empirical data, it does show that high body count negatively affects women way more than it negatively affects men. However, it does negatively affect men. However, the threshold is far higher for men, way higher. But it also lowers relationship satisfaction in men, marriage satisfaction in men, marriage happiness as well. High body count's not good for men or women, but men have a way higher threshold than women.
Infidelity too.
Infidelity
is
as
a
well.
higher likelihood for both men and women.
Yeah.
If the body count is higher.
Yeah.
And they've done studies on it. So
I can see the point of like why someone would be concerned if they're like dating someone who has a high body count, this and that, but it doesn't mean like this person who has a high body count isn't going to settle down and be like the correct partner for somebody.
Yeah, but I agree. But also, I will say that I've gone through a lot of therapy. And I've gone through a lot of self work, a lot, because the high body count and people going out there participating in this like casual hookup culture, this sexual stuff, that's typically a symptom of something deeper going on inside of that person, and it's just being acted out. You know what I mean? In a form of like sexual expression. Other people may choose gambling. Other people may choose drugs, food. You know, being addicted to social media. But it's usually due to some unresolved trauma they're carrying around with them.
And you mentioned that just because someone was promiscuous in the past or they have a high body count, but something in psychology, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. And this is no less true in the realm of sexual behavior. So a really strong predictor of marital infidelity is one's number of premarital sexual partners. Also, higher chance of STD, higher chance of reporting relationship dissatisfaction, higher chance of infidelity, or I already said that, or infidelity.
Women who sleep around more have less orgasms, have less fulfilling relationships. I mean, there's a book that just came out last year. It's really good. It's called The Molecule of More, and it's talk about dopamine, and they talk about this in depth. Some great studies.
Word. I think you wanted to come in on something?
I forgot.
Okay.
I forgot.
So you were talking a bit about the double standard, right? I think the double standard was the thing that kind of frustrated you a little bit. That it's okay for a man to have a high body count, or it was, if a guy has a high body count, he shouldn't have a preference for a woman with a low body count. Is that kind of a fair assessment of the double standard that you see as wrong, so to speak?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess let me ask you guys a question. Are there things that you desire in a partner that you do not possess? Here, let's go around the table. Do men and women want different things?
Yes.
These fucking crickets over here, Jesus Christ. Do men and women want different things?
I think there's definitely different things they want.
Sometimes they want the same things, but
Yeah.
are there different things that they want?
I mean, I definitely have to think about that, but I believe yes, most likely.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Are women attracted to strong, muscular men? Generally speaking.
I would say so.
Okay. Do you think most men care about a woman's physical strength?
No.
It's not really a factor. Some guys like fit girls, whatever. Some guys have a kink for big bodybuilder women. That's fine. But generally speaking, most men, your physical strength doesn't really matter to us. Whereas like if you encountered a guy who was physically weak, like he like struggled to lift 10 pounds or some shit, that'd be a turnoff for you. For most women, I think, if he was physically weak.
I agree.
Does anyone have Jesus Christ?
Agree.
Like, hello?
I hope my future partner doesn't expect me to like attack the robber that breaks into the house.
Go change that tire, babe.
Okay, so here, do you think that men and women want different things?
Yes, totally. Like, probably women would want like a strong guy to defend them, protect them, but you know, men would want like a caring woman or a girl that cooks or something like that. So, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Depending on the person, everyone's looking for something different, and
Let's speak in generalities. Let's speak in generalities.
I can't speak for everyone. That's the thing. But
Okay.
for me personally, can I speak on me personally?
Well, let me give you a layup here. Generally speaking, do women prefer taller men?
I guess, yeah.
You guess?
I have a friend who likes short guys.
Okay, but the exception does not make the rule. So, generally speaking, are women attracted to taller men?
Sure.
Okay. So, do we prioritize different things?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me ask. Well, I want to keep going around the table, but so do you think men and women want different things?
Yeah, I do. I mean, obviously there are things that both genders want, but there's also like
Yes.
certain things that men want that differ from what a woman wants.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, kind of already said it. Like, I hope my man can protect me because I know I wouldn't be able to do much if they were in danger.
Okay.
Yeah, I think men and women have different superficial
Alvin
preferences.
Sam super chatted $49.99. Ladies, why do you have a problem about body count when women, in general, do not prefer to date a male virgin?
That's a good point. Women are often slut shamed and men are often virgin shamed, I guess.
Well, clown world at this point.
Yep. Continue with your, I don't know who's going, but.
Right. So men and women, I think, have superficial preferences, very different. But
Yeah.
I think core values, I don't see any distinct differences,
Core
honestly.
values. Well, certainly if, physical traits are quite different, but I mean, couldn't a core value be not wanting a partner who is or was promiscuous?
Yeah, I think men and women who, whether that specific value matters to them, typically they attract each other in the long run. So,
There
you know.
are women who would prefer to date men that are not promiscuous, but I think men, generally speaking, have a much more invested interest in women who are not promiscuous or didn't have a promiscuous past and don't have a high body count. Far more than women. I'm not saying there are no women that care about body count, but it's far less than men.
okay, then I guess that could be an exception, but I think like just in general, like for example, family values, I think people who
Sure.
who prioritize them tend to attract each other and people who don't tend to attract each other, and that's just how it kind of works. It just works out.
Okay. Although I wonder if even men who have high body counts, they still prioritize women with low body counts or wanting women with low body counts. Because maybe a guy who has difficulty getting women, he's going to just settle for whatever. So, I don't know. But go ahead, Cynthia.
In short, yes.
In short, yes. Thank you for your conciseness. Okay, Natasha?
Yes, women want protection and someone that provides for them, someone that provides stability, someone to give them new experiences in life, someone to advance them in the status of life or this, whatever. Yeah, that's it.
Word? So does that kind of address the double standard thing or no? Are you still stuck on that?
No, yeah, I'm still stuck on that when it comes to double standards with body count, yeah.
Okay, well, let me go through a list here then because I have a couple things written down. So many women who here wants a guy who's funny? Just show of hands. Who here wants a funny guy who can make you laugh? Okay. Can y'all make men laugh and are you funny?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I would say many women want a guy who is funny that can make them laugh, yet they are not funny themselves. Many women want a charismatic man, yet they are not charismatic themselves. Many women want a tall man, yet they are not tall themselves. You want a chivalrous man, but you are not chivalrous. You want a strong man, but you, physically anyways, you are not strong. People want things, both men and women want things in partners that they do not necessarily
When it's
possess
something
themselves.
You can control, like body count.
You gotta speak into the mic.
Sorry, when it's something like you can control, like body count, like no one's making you sleep with 250 girls, you know? Like you're just doing it.
So
Being
that should-
tall, whatever, those things you can't change. But when it comes to like, oh yeah, like I'm not gonna be with this girl because she slept with 10 guys. Oh my gosh, she's such a slut. But you on the other hand slept with 250 girls. You don't have an opinion on the girl's body count. Your body count is high. Just stop.
That's like you can say
Right
the same
there,
thing
the
of-
conversation's over.
That could be the same thing with you at the height. Be like, you can't demand somebody be 6 foot. You're 5'2".
Okay.
Well, you can, and the thing.
That's still my preference.
But body. Well, it's
So
men's
so
preference.
it's men's preference for the low body
it's
count.
a stupid preference that.
See, it's only stupid because you don't understand it, and it doesn't serve you. That's why you're very
And how does it
self-centered in the
serve
way you view things.
How does it serve you having a nice, clean girl?
Well, no STDs. The baby's definitely mine. She's not going to run away. Marital happiness. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Go ahead, speak up. Go ahead.
Basically, men are not allowed to have preferences, standards, and boundaries.
No, men are allowed to have preferences, but they shouldn't like ridicule women when they're doing like when they're having the same experience. Like you said you went through therapy and things like that for and like that was how you dealt with it. It's like wouldn't you relate to a woman, I guess, who was like going through the same thing? Like wouldn't you find something like special? No, not special. That's horrible to say, but like something in common, you know?
I understand what you're saying for sure, but a lot of guys are just not that introspective and not that well. Just like how you're not going to rationalize, like, well, he's 5'4" and he makes $47,000 a year, and like, just how you're not going to kind of tiptoe around what you want. Neither are guys.
And like you said that with the woman with a lower body count, you're guaranteed like no STDs, the baby's yours, and this and that. How can we get that guarantee from like a man who has a high body count then? Like,
well,
you can't.
Well, the baby thing.
That's why guys don't want you doing that.
I'm just saying what he said.
Well, that's another reason why body count matters, because it's an evo-psych reason, evolutionary psychology. If a woman's promiscuous, we've invented DNA tests in the past 40 years. I believe it was in the 1980s. If a woman's promiscuous, here's a better example. If a woman has 10 husbands and she's sleeping with all of them, who's the father? You don't know. In the past, anyways. Throughout all of human history. Now you can take a DNA test, and in some countries, it's actually in France, that's where I was born, you can't get it's illegal to get a paternity test in France, because apparently, according to the French authorities or some shit, it would be too destructive to society, because men would realize that they were cucked and their partner, there's infidelity, and that the kid's not theirs. And that's a real fear for men, to raise a child that you think is yours. Women can't really relate to this one, because if you have a kid, you know with certainty the kid is yours. Well, you laugh, but it is a genuine, real fear. That's one of the biggest L's a guy can take in his life, is to, with his wife or partner or whatever, think he's had a kid with her that's his kid, and it turns out it's not. It's just revealed infidelity, and it's revealed that that kid is not his. That's huge L, and a huge concern for men that women do not have. So that's why men, it's in our gut. If a woman's promiscuous, it's evolutionary psychology.
It's repulsive.
If she's promiscuous, you cannot guarantee paternity. You cannot guarantee that the child is yours.
I just think it's funny when guys have like a standard, women are just like, how dare you? And just like,
I think it's okay to have a preference, but I just don't think it's okay to shame anyone that doesn't align with that preference.
but you shame a guy by not dating him if he's like a shorty.
How are we shaming
I have
him?
not.
That is not shaming.
Actually, so that's actually the number one shame a man can receive in this life, is to be told that he's not good enough for reproduction.
But me personally, I said I didn't have a preference in height.
No, I'm not individually targeting you or attacking you at all. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say.
Can you repeat what you just said about a man not being suitable for what? Can you just repeat what you said? Because I feel like I kind of missed it or misinterpreted it.
No, pay attention.
Okay, so you said that the body count thing, it's a stupid preference for men to have.
Yeah.
Why?
For anyone.
What would you say that same thing to a woman? What if a woman wanted a man with a low body count? Maybe she herself has a low body count and she doesn't want to date a player. She wants to date just like kind of a guy that isn't gonna fuck around, not a fuck boy. She just wants a nice guy.
Having a preference isn't bad. It's the double standard that's bad.
Yeah.
No, the preference is a preference, whether there's a double standard there or not.
Then you can have your preference. That's fine.
There's all kinds of double standards.
Yeah. And women are the ones left and single at the end of the day anyways, and complaining about being left single. So if you guys don't get it together, it's your ball to carry.
What makes you think women want to be in a relationship?
Let's see. All of biological science that has stemmed since the dawn of humanity.
Okay, but things are different now. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, people don't want to reproduce anymore. Got it. Thanks for clearing that up.
Well, some people
babies
don't.
are stopping in 2023. We're ending babies. Got it.
Do you think that everybody gets in a relationship is gonna get married and have children? No.
Carson, you can start.
Red Pill Crip super chatted $50. It's amazing how much women have no clue how to be in a relationship with a man who is an asset to society. A man has to earn his abundance. A woman is just born, shows up and receives hers. Difference is when you don't
earn it, you don't respect it. Thank you, Red Pill Crip, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Is that your guys' point with the whole body count
Dank
thing?
Nick super chatted $50. High body count equals low ability to pair bond with women. Men don't lose the ability to pair bond as we don't make connections the same way as them. The more they do it, the less they can pair bond.
Yeah, I mean, pair bonding is another thing. If you've had 100 partners previously, you're going to bond with 101. Why didn't it work out with the past 100?
Sentience super chatted $99.99. Guys, gaze horrifically upon the quixotic standards of rubbish whose egos are only overshadowed by the miles of dick they've taken with dwarf the Burj Khalifa in the UAE. Such a painful panel to watch. Shout out to MLD. Gents, never settle for these types of women. Okay. Zentience.
They're not all bad on the panel. They're not all bad.
Okay.
But I am, huh?
Can I go back to the other thing?
Yes, go ahead.
So is your guys' point of like valuing body count because you guys claim that women get it easier than men do, so it's like they should be more...
Well, I mean, that's
just
part
like,
of it.
We just don't want to like look at you and then be like, oh yeah, like that's my girl, but like Bob up the street hit it, and then Joe at the fucking corner shop, and then this guy who fucking stalks her on Instagram, I know he fucked her. Like a guy doesn't want to like look at all like your entire resume of dicks and be like, just look at it. We just don't want to see that. Just like how you would like if you're dating a guy and you wouldn't want him following any of his ex-girlfriends on Instagram, or like if he was like a member of her fucking OnlyFans or something like that, you'd be like, what are you doing? Like the fuck, get out of here. Guys is the same way. We don't like it. We just don't like it.
And it's and I don't have a problem with your preference. It's
just telling you, like it's guys like that across the world. It's not like we have some giant like patriarchal community. We're like, all right, guys, get together, put on your thinking caps. How are we gonna oppress women this week? Okay, body count. Like we don't just get together and think like that. But when you get out outside of the world and you travel around, you'll see that most guys just want a decent woman to come home to that they know that the woman is not going to go run around on him. That's like what most guys want, period.
It's also interesting that I don't really get the sense that most of you here are particularly promiscuous or have high body counts. So why defend it?
It's not defending it. It's like he said he has a body count of like 250, but he's like, oh, I don't want to get any STDs. That's why I don't want a woman that has a high body count.
She said clean. That's why.
But you slept with 250 women.
Yes.
So how are you sure you're not going to get an STD?
I have in the past.
If I'm going to be with you, how am I going to sure?
I have gotten it in the past, and that's why I tell people now, like, don't fucking do it.
Okay.
You know? Okay. No, I had to go get tests, and, you know, some guy next to me. I went and got this test one time. I was in Tokyo, and the way they have, like, the HIV test set up is, like, there's two doors in front of you. You don't know which one it is. One is the you have HIV door. The other one is the you don't have HIV. And it was me sitting next to this Japanese dude, and he was like freaking out and crying. And losing his mind. And then I walked through the door and I was fine. But
So you regret it? You regret having like a high body count?
I don't regret having a high body count, but I do regret
sleeping with the chick that gave
sleeping
you.
with some of those chicks who are like, yeah, I'm totally clean. You don't have to use a condom. Like that, I regret. I've actually hooked up with a chick, and then she texted me when I got home. She's like, I actually have something to tell you. And I was like, bitch, you fucking Susia. I mean, how would you feel if you got home? He's like, oh, by the way, I have AIDS. You know? So
that would be a yikes.
No.
That would be a major yikes.
No.
Okay, so you guys are more so stuck on the double standard component of it, it seems. Word?
Wait, may I ask a question?
Huh?
May I ask a question?
Sure.
For you two, what would you say what is the ideal woman's body count in your opinion? Like
ideal?
The average ideal, and what do you guys think personally for yourself?
Ideal?
Ideal is 0.
That was 0, 0.
Oh,
I was going to say ideal is 0.
0.
Realistic low body count, like a realistic low body count, less than 10.
Yeah.
Like realistic, less than 10.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you trying to reveal something, Cynthia? What's going on?
What's
going on through that brain of yours?
And look, I've dated some girls with some fucking high body counts. I have. I've overlooked it, but it's just it's not your ideal, right? It's not your ideal situation. Like if I told you, tell me your ideal guy, you're gonna be like, he's 6'5", he's jacked, he's handsome, and he lives in a trailer. No, you're gonna want the total package, right? So that's the same thing. It's just when we talk about preference, it's important. Like people will tell you it's not, but like we as guys, like it's built in our DNA. Just like when you look at a guy that's like fat, bald, lives at home with his parents and has no job, you're like, no, I'm not gonna let this guy have sex with me ever, 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 ever. The same thing when we find out that we like a girl and we find out like, oh shit, she has kind of been around the block and one of my friends may have fucked her. You know, that's a conversation we have to sit there and be like, oh. And it's the worst when you really like the girl too, and then you find out because they've been lying. So
there is certainly a reputational component to a high body count too. Like if someone's just slept with your entire friend group, it's just, I don't know, it's not great.
We have the girls that we pass around, and we're not necessarily saying, you know, the best things about those kind of girls.
Oh, well, I mean, if I know one of my buddies hooked up with a girl, it's just,
use the girl for your convenience, but then when she's out, you're not fucking her anymore. It's, oh, she's a slut, she's this, she's that.
Right after I sex traffic her. Yes, correct.
Did I say sex traffic?
Well, I almost wonder if this is an issue of semantics for some of you, because at the start of the conversation, a lot of you said you think hookup culture is bad. Well, what coincides with hookup culture? Having a lot of sexual partners.
Broken families, people who don't know how to manage relationships.
Why do you look at me?
Just in general.
Why do you think I come from a broken family?
Oh my God.
I didn't say that.
You've been hinting that the whole time.
Well, I think you guys have been flirting with each other the whole show.
No.
I've been looking at all of these girls. Like I've been making eye contact with you.
No, but you've been picking on me the whole time.
Just Now a word from our sponsors. All right, let me get these soup chats here, and then we're gonna probably wrap here pretty soon. But okay, guys, get your soup chats in. Get your soup chats in. Let me see if I can pull these up. Did we do this one? High body counts are enabled by hookup culture. They are related. To be against one, you must be against the other. Dank Naked, thank you for the $20 soup chat. Kind of very similar to what I just said, but yeah, I mean, they kind of coincide with each other. So if you don't like hookup culture, then certainly you wouldn't be in favor of people having high body counts and being promiscuous, but maybe it's semantics. Okay, Stimproid, $20 soup chat. They intuitively do know men are repulsed by a high body count, want proof. Ask them what their father would think if they told him their true body count.
That's not my dad's business.
Okay.
What the fuck? Why would I be saying that to
Here's a question I want to ask you guys. If you had a choice, would you prefer your future daughter to be promiscuous? Look, she has free will. She can do whatever she wants, right? but would you prefer your daughter to be really promiscuous, just sleeping with 2 new guys a week, or would you prefer her to be more relationship minded and get into long-term relationships and sleep with one person at a time and have long-term relationships? What would you prefer? Let's start with you, Lexi. Go ahead.
I would prefer her to be safe, no matter what. Whatever choice she makes, I would prefer her to be safe. I know that's not the answer you want.
Lexi, come on.
I know that's not what you want.
It's like a beauty pageant answer. It's perfect.
You'd be a good politician, Lexi. It's in. What are you studying again? Political.
Communication.
Okay, all right. She's gonna run for Congress. Okay, maybe president. Who knows?
I think you're poli-sci, right?
So just be safe. Are you talking about like STDs, or what do you mean?
Just in general, just be safe. Use protection. Be careful with the men you trust or the people you trust.
Okay, let me ask this. She's on birth control, and in both scenarios, she's not using protection. Would you prefer to be in a monogamous relationship, or would you prefer, be fine with her just sleeping around?
I would advise her to use protection even if she's on birth control.
Well, let's say she doesn't like sex with a condom. She's allergic, whatever excuse she comes up with.
I'd be slightly disappointed.
There we go.
I'd
Finally, some
advise
truth.
her against that.
Okay, but what if would you be slightly disappointed in her if she was having safe sex without a condom? Well, say she was on birth control within the confines of a committed monogamous relationship. Would you be disappointed in her then?
Like if she was just, having sex with her boyfriend? Just one person?
Yes.
Of course. I'd be fine with that.
But not fine with...
No, I never said that.
But no,
whatever choice she makes, as long as she's safe.
But you have to make a choice.
Okay.
That's what he's saying. That's the point of the question is you have to make a choice.
Would I rather her be having sex with one guy versus multiple guys?
Yes, using no condom.
I already gave you my answer.
You said what?
Okay, if she's not going to be safe, I wouldn't want her to be having sex at all, whether it's with one guy or multiple guys.
So you kind of...
But I knew if I raised my daughter, she would know better than that. So I just don't understand the question because that's unfair.
I mean,
that's just
a lot of people in relationships, especially if one person's on birth control,
You're just putting a lot of if this, if that, if this, if that. No.
Well,
she already gave you her answer. Just move on and ask the next person.
Well, no, I'm going to continue asking. So...
God, you're so entitled. It's his show.
Yeah, just relax.
You're so rude. You're so rude. This is his show.
I'm trying.
You're gonna call me rude.
Hold on.
Up.
You are rude.
Oh, okay, guys, stop.
You just told me to shut up.
I'm trying.
I'm rude.
I'm trying to kind of guide you.
You're so rude. Shut up. Okay.
Okay.
If you're gonna give me that energy, I'm gonna give you the same energy back.
Blah,
Okay. You want me to go and meet you at the same place where you started off with me?
No, just go in
No,
general.
because
be okay.
I'm being respectful, even though you haven't been respectful towards me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the question is, it's very common in long-term serious monogamous relationships, if the girl's on birth control, they don't have sex with a condom. That's pretty common. Not always, but it's fairly common. So I know I'm building hypothetical scenarios here, but of those two, what do you think is safer, so to speak?
Safer would be having sex with one guy, but
I
know that's the answer you want. I know that's the answer you want. But since it's hypothetical, I have to say, as long as my daughter is safe, I don't care what she's doing.
Okay, so if your daughter was sleeping with 3 new guys a week, even if she was being safe, which is, I don't think it's safe to be, because there are some STDs that doesn't matter if you're wearing a condom, and those are the bad ones that fuck you up. But, well, chiefly herpes and HPV, you can definitely get herpes without a condom. Or sorry, you can definitely get herpes even with a condom. And it's interesting to me, just on the herpes thing really quick, if any of you caught herpes, I doubt you'd be so quick to defend having a high body count or promiscuity. But, so...
What are you asking me?
Okay, so
I feel like I haven't gotten like a solid question.
Okay, so... okay, so... You would not try to advise your daughter if she was sleeping with... You somehow found out, or she told you, that she was sleeping with 3 new guys a week. You would not try to advise her, aside from just be safe and wear a condom, you would not try to guide her and maybe say, maybe that's not the best thing to do.
I think I would. If she was still living in my household, I think that I would.
Let's say she was out to college.
Well, as a mother, part of me wants to say, do your own thing. But then if I was a mother, I know I'd be like hesitant about it, I suppose. But I don't know. I'm not a mother. I don't know. I know the answer you want me to give you. I'm so sorry.
You don't, if you genuinely believe what you believe, you don't have to give me what I'm looking for.
I think it's safer if she's sleeping with one man.
Okay.
And I believe that you're never 100% safe. So even with that one man,
that's true.
You never know.
Yep. There could be cheating. That could have been asymptomatic. Sure.
Sure. But if she's sleeping with multiple men a week, new men a week, I would advise her probably in a stronger way.
Okay. Would you like to answer the question?
I think I would prefer my daughter to be in a relationship instead, just because she would probably be happier than sleeping with other men if she has like her own boyfriend. So, relationship.
I agree. I would rather have my daughter not be hooking up with a bunch of random dudes.
Okay. Build up.
Yeah, so like I said before, I wouldn't shame her for it, but obviously I would prefer if my daughter didn't sleep with a lot of guys, but not because of what men will think of her, but because I don't want her to get hurt physically, emotionally, or mentally.
I think we kind of already established that there's no positive outcome with hookup culture, so I would advise her not to partake.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think any mother would be happy to hear that their daughter's hooking up with 3 new guys a week. That's not really a net positive for anyone. But I think I would just stress the importance of getting tested frequently. I don't think that's stressed enough in general.
Definitely a monogamous, or not monogamous, an exclusive relationship for my daughter. Just as someone who was really active in hookup culture, I was exposed to like a lot of guys and exposed to a lot of diseases, STDs, whatever. And so it's just not safe. Speaking from experience, I would not want my daughter to go through the same thing I did.
You were exposed to a lot of what? Guys?
Or guys and like diseases and stuff. So that's
you got exposed?
Yes.
Do you want to share?
No, but it's just not safe in general with multiple partners.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, I would hope my daughter is relationship minded for protection of her mind, her body, and her soul. It's just really important.
Okay. Word. So, and also, actually, let me do these soup chats and then I'll get back to that. Walt Mosher, $25 soup chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Do you think men want to marry women who are argumentative, opinionated, disagreeable, and have masculine traits? Chat's going hard tonight. Okay. Let's start with you. Go ahead, Lexi.
Majority no.
Okay. Go ahead.
No.
Yeah, I don't want a man that's gonna argue with me because I'm not gonna be happy if I'm gonna be always arguing with my significant other. There's no love in that. Yeah, it's okay to disagree, but when you're arguing and there's negative energy, then no, I don't want that.
Okay.
That's not masculine. That's toxic masculinity.
Buzzword. The buzzwords. Okay. What is toxic masculinity?
You should know that. You should know that.
Yes, I'm asking you. How do you define toxic masculinity?
Well, I'm Mexican, and in my culture there is a lot.
You gotta speak into the mic.
Sorry, I'm Mexican, and in my culture there is a lot of toxic masculinity within any Hispanic culture. Basically, I feel like men feel.
There?
Yeah.
Don't you think that's a bit racist to say that?
She's speaking for all Hispanics. It's okay. Be quiet.
It's a bit. Oh yeah, I should. As the
You're white, right?
I'm a
Be
white
quiet.
man, I should, okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Let me just defend it. So to paint hold on. To paint an entire race as saying that it's toxically
no, it's because
masculine.
I'm just saying that what I've grown up with and what I've seen in maybe in my household or in my cousin's households with my family that's Hispanic, I feel like I can't talk about that because in our culture, there is a word where you describe a toxic masculine man.
Machismo?
And, yes.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, and that's a lot of men feel like they need to be that. And I don't know, I feel like, I don't know, I could say a lot, but...
Say a lot. You can say a lot.
People get mad when I say a lot.
Yeah, it's part of the show.
No, I'm just saying that there is that kind of perception where I guess men can't yes, they could be the provider in the family, but they also can't show emotion or stuff like that. I feel like, or they just get so mad, or like their emotions are so high where they end up showing it in anger. I feel like that happens a lot, and I've seen that firsthand.
Okay. So you said toxic masculinity. Do you think there's such a thing as toxic femininity?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Why is it then you almost never hear about toxic femininity, but you hear toxic masculinity used all the time? All the time.
Maybe because it's a bigger issue.
Is it?
And I think it is.
So, well, my main qualm with this toxic masculinity thing is, why do we have to needlessly gender toxicity? Can't there just be toxic people? I don't think toxicity knows a gender. Women can be toxic, men can be toxic. It just seems...
But is it being rooted like, oh, okay, you're a man, so therefore you have to do this, this, and you have to do this, this, and this, therefore you can't do this, this, and this. And same thing goes for women. But when it comes to a man, I feel like toxic masculinity most often leads to violence against women. That's what I think.
So what exactly is toxic masculinity, though? I'm just... Because there's varying definitions, and it's kind of a vague, nebulous term, so I'm just trying to...
My definition of toxic masculinity is a man who...
Red Pill Cup super chatted $50.
Oh, Red Pill.
These politically correct answers are the reason we need strong fathers in the home. Are we seriously negotiating and compromising on the fact that it's acceptable to be promiscuous in a household where guidance is needed? Please don't.
Please don't procreate. Oh, okay. He's advising to not procreate. Okay, so your definition of toxic masculinity, Red Pill Club, thank you.
I don't know. I feel like everybody's going to have their own opinion. If I give my opinion, this motherfucker is going to laugh at me, and I'm kind of just done with it. So I'm...
Motherfucker? Are you going to police her?
You shouldn't. I'll police a little bit. Let's try to look. I know there was a heated moment there between you two.
The
Again,
beginning.
I encourage you.
Behind me.
I encourage you guys to. You can get your flirt on after the show. I think there's a little. Okay, I would encourage both of you to try to again turn the volume knob down on the heat there a little bit, guys. So, you mentioned toxic masculinity. Do you think that's a sexist term? No.
I don't really think so.
Would you say?
I think sexism causes toxic masculinity.
Okay. I don't know how far down the rabbit hole I want to go on toxic masculinity. I could. Do you think there's toxic whiteness?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, she doesn't want to talk about it.
Dude, don't ask me these questions.
All right. Okay. So look, basically my thing is that I don't think we need to pathologize maleness or masculinity. I think it does a disservice because, and perhaps you might have a definition of toxic masculinity where it's here are the unhealthy gender norms that or gender expectations on men, but I think a lot of times it's used in a way where it's almost demonizing all masculinity, and a lot of men interpret it that way, and men and boys are taught that somehow innately they are toxic just by virtue of having been born as men. And I don't think it's a particularly productive or helpful term. I think it's really divisive. I think we ought to just address toxic behavior. And I do think, though, that perhaps toxicity maybe manifests itself in men or in women in their own sort of ways differently, but I just think toxic masculinity is pretty divisive. So, but
Only in America.
it's kind of a buzzword. So
It's only in America because they're running out of shit to teach in college, so they're turning people on each other now.
it's maybe a psyop. Just turn the men against the women.
Listen,
Straight
America, people from the outside are looking in at America and laughing, okay? Chinese, the Russian, the Japanese, the Koreans, all these people watching us over here fight at each other, talk about shit that doesn't fucking matter. The reality is you should just be living your life to be a happy individual and make sure you're contributing and giving back to society, not being a net negative, but a net positive. If you're going to have kids, make sure they're contributing members to society.
Yeah, I mean, as far as terminology goes,
all this shit is for people who have too much time on their hands and just want to sit around and feel oppressed for fucking no reason because they got their life too good. Their bills are paid. They don't have to worry about lack.
Alvin Sam super chatted $49.99. Bangs, if you're going to use words like oppression and toxic masculinity, you better hold your feet to the fire and be ready to back it up with hard facts. It is disrespectful to insinuate men
enforce involuntary servitude to this day.
Yeah.
Do you have a response to Alvin?
No.
Okay. All right. I don't even know how we got to toxic masculinity. What were we talking about?
There is a question that said,
Hand-holding or something?
no, there is a question that said,
it was a super chat?
Yeah, it was something about saying,
yeah. Okay. So we have, right. I don't know if everyone else, well, let's just keep it moving. Okay, we have AFG Crypto. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Guys, get your super chats in. We're going to wrap here pretty soon. Can the panel, including Brian, rate me 1 to 10? I'm a full-time engineer and pilot on the weekends. 6-figure post-tax income, 6-figure net worth. You'll have 7 figures by age 30. Decent looks with mad riz, yo. 26-year-old, but I'm only 5'7". Also, Brian, I'm Chase's buddy. What's up, man? Hey, AFG Crypto. Thank you, man. No photo, though. RIP. The girls, really quick. I mean, just based off of the description, do you want to give them a rating on 1 to 10?
1 to 10.
Just quick. Knee jerk.
8.
I honestly cannot rate him. I have to look at him and have a conversation first.
Okay.
Same, I have to see a picture of him.
All right.
Go ahead. Just based off of what you see there. 5'7", 26, decent looks. He's a full-time engineer, pilot on the weekends, 6-figure post-tax income as well. So he makes over $100,000.
And he's friends with Chase. So that's important.
Well, I mean, he sounds like a good, promising partner, but then I would have to see his personality. But as what he's mentioning, he sounds like he has a promising future. And
1 to 10, what would you give him?
I really can't without a personality, without knowing his personality.
Okay.
Based on this description, a solid 8.
I don't know you, but I hope you can be a 10 for someone.
And Tasha?
7.
Okay. All right. Yo, we got Mango King. Thank you, man. $20 super chat. I'm Dominican, and I have seen more machismo from women to women than from the actual men. She's Mexican, ? Mexican men are the most enslaved to their wives in the world. There's good and bad people everywhere. Okay. Do you respond to Mango?
It's not even worth the time even saying that, even responding to it. There's good and bad. Mexican men are the most enslaved to their wives, as it should be. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
So when men are enslaved, it's okay. But when women, it's not okay.
My gosh.
Got it.
All right.
Yeah, go cry about it.
Okay, Chris Pachenio with the $20 super chat. Hey, brother, love the show. Still waiting on that invite, cough, cough. I would love to hear more opinions from the other women. Third from the right is acting rude and entitled. It is not her show. Do you have a response to Chris Pachenio? Pachenio.
Well, nobody else is really talking. Maybe I'm just the only one that's really talking. To be honest, I feel like when we go around, no offense to, but when we go around, you guys kind of just give little short answers. I feel like I'm kind of bringing some heat.
Are
to
you
it. I feel like I'm
caring?
making this kind of interesting.
Are you caring?
Most of these comments that I've been reading have been about me, or like the people paying.
They
have been about me. So,
they love you.
Yeah, they love me or hate
You're
me.
the
These
favorite.
are probably like 15, 14-year-old little kids, and I know there's people from my hometown watching, and that makes me happy that they're watching because I'm on here. So
I would say that I've looked at my YouTube analytics, and my demographic is like 24. I think it's the two primary demographics are in this order: 25 to 34 and 18 to 24.
Yeah.
Men, primary demographic. There's a couple women thrown in there too, but
okay.
mostly dudes, because yeah.
Still some people behind a screen.
Maybe there's some 15-year-old gamer chads watching though.
With credit cards and
they're ready to
hundreds
go.
of dollars just to throw away.
They're ready to go. Oh God, Xavier Foster, what is a woman? Okay, let's avoid the. Thank you for the $20 super chat, but let's not derail the conversation more than we need to. So, guys, get your last minute super chats in. I want to open it up to you guys really quick. Any final thought or question before I ask my one or two last questions? Anything, Lexi? Okay. Anything? I know you got something. You've been cooking this entire time. There's something.
I've been listening.
Okay. All right. Okay. I feel like I haven't, besides you, I haven't really been able to really fully engage with any of you really well. So I feel like I need to ask some college type questions. Like, what do y'all think of fuckboys? I need to get you guys, you know, on something that you can like properly speak on.
I mean, in Santa Barbara, especially like UCSB and SBCC, there's a lot of fuckboys. It's also the fact that maybe it's like a party school. A lot of people just want to party and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the same for girls too. A lot of girls are looking for hookup culture here. So yeah, but yeah, I don't really like fuckboys. It's not my thing.
The only reason there's a bunch of fuckboys is because there's a bunch of girls out there giving away pussy for free.
No.
That's the only reason they're there.
Well, you disagree?
I disagree because I feel like people coming in college, like especially guys, their goal is to like fuck as many girls as they can, you know, like brag about it and, you know, kind of get out of that. I live at my mom's house and now I'm kind of like
a little closer to the mic, but keep going.
I kind of like moved to college and I'm kind of like, you know, having girls all over. It's to brag.
They don't have their moms telling them what to do anymore, so they don't want anybody else having to tell them what to do.
I don't think you're reading too much into that. They just want to have sex.
So, at the very beginning of the show, we talked about hookup culture. Whose fault is hookup culture?
Oh, women's. Women,
Hold
for
on.
sure.
Well, let's let the girls answer first. Go ahead. Men or women? Whose fault is hookup culture?
Can I go? Or are we going?
I would like to get Lexi an opportunity to answer. She's deep in thought, pensive.
One eternity later.
If I really think about it, I think women slowly moved away from traditional relationships as maybe, I'm not saying hookup culture is like, I'm not trying to dictate women's actions, but men become fuckboys because there's girls to fuck and because there are girls out there, and there's very much a balance. You can't have hoes without fuckboys and you can't have fuckboys without hoes technically, so it's very much a balance. But I don't really know who kind of initiated hookup culture.
Okay, we'll go around the table on this. Whose fault is hookup culture?
Okay, actually, I do have a question. Why do we call like a guy that fucks a lot of girls fuckboy, and why do we call a girl that fucks a lot of guys a whore or like a hoe?
Or slut?
Yeah.
Because it takes skill to get pussy.
Because I feel like
I don't think a fuckboy is a positive term, though.
It's not, but it's not
definitely
as
not a positive.
degrading as like hoe or whore.
But here's another question: why is fuckboy an acceptable term to use, but slut isn't?
I feel like fuckboy is less degrading than slut.
Yeah.
But women will willy-nilly just throw out he's a fuckboy, he's a fuckboy, even in like a mixed group. You guys will say fuckboy. If a guy was talking about a girl being a slut in like mixed company, yeah, that's a yikes. He's gonna get in trouble. Like something's gonna happen. Also, probably in the classroom, I feel like if a girl said fuckboy, like there probably would be no repercussions. But like if a guy started talking about sluts, like welcome to the dean's office. So women can shame men, but it's like if a man shames a girl, watch out. You're getting canceled. There's repercussions.
I mean, I've met guys that have been called fuckboys and actually liked it. Like, not liked it, but kind of like, or like, yeah, like, I am.
They
so
own
like,
it. They own it.
It's an accomplishment.
So,
it
like,
is.
some of the guys, like, really don't mind, but I know definitely girls do mind.
What's the greatest prize a man can get in this life?
The greatest pride?
Yeah.
Probably
A fish?
to accomplish whatever he wants in life.
No, just for the
like a big trout.
No. Like for the average man, what is the average man's great accomplishment in life?
To be content.
Oh, to get a woman. That's like a big victory in a guy's life to get a woman. You know?
In which way are you saying?
Sexually. Right? Mm-hmm. And so that's like, you're like, oh, look at this guy. He's such a fucking winner. You know, this guy's gotten so many girls that you can't shame him. But the thing is, you girls know, like, inherently giving pussy away too easy kind of makes you look, you know, doesn't make you look the best. And that's the difference there. Another thing is this, too, because you girls know, I mean, how many of you got hit on today? Just show of hands.
I didn't leave my house today. I'm doing that right now.
No? Nobody got hit on today? Digitally? DMs?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, we got to do the
DMs,
dating.
right? So you guys get hit on like on a daily basis, but it takes a lot of effort for the guy to actually catch your attention and to give you like maybe to give him the chance, right? Because if you give it to him too easy, what's it going to make it look like? Make it look easy? Who's trying to look easy?
No one. I see your point that it. Can you rephrase it?
Well, what I'm just trying to say is that it's women have high standards to give away their sexuality, right?
Yes.
So if women is giving her sexuality away easily, typically means her standards are lower. Standards are lower, technically not necessarily a high quality individual.
For a serious partner, they might have different standards than a partner of just.
Sure, but guys, listen, guys are not going to judge a woman for a high body count if she's just a casual hookup. But if he's like, I want to make this woman the mother of my children, he's going to look at everything. You know? That's the difference there.
So just going back to the original question, whose fault is hookup culture?
I think it's both. I say
Well,
women, but
so
women are the ones letting it happen.
Here, I want to let everyone answer. So whose fault is hookup culture?
I do think women because.
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay, I do see it whenever
Just
I say
go.
something that
Just
he agrees
answer.
on. I feel like I'm saying something.
He's
wrong.
trolling you at this point. Just
Okay.
continue.
I think it is women's fault
Okay.
most of the time because we're the ones giving it to them. If we don't give it to them, then it's not going to happen.
Okay.
That's a short answer.
Sure.
I think women. And because in a consensual situation, we have the control.
Yep.
And you can't really deny reality, but also I want to touch, I was trying to earlier, but I want to touch on the topic of fuckboys. And I really, I kind of have a question, why is it an ego booster when a guy can get with, multiple girls, but keep them for only a short amount of period when it is way more impressive if they can keep one person interested for a long period of time?
No.
It's just because pussy's pussy. It's like you found some gold. You found a big piece of gold. You found a small piece of gold. Doesn't matter. You found gold. That's how the male brain works.
Men and women's sexual strategies are different, and it's somewhat rooted in evolution. So a woman can get pregnant how frequently? Once a year, basically, right? Every 9 months. A man can impregnate 3 women a day. So there's something there that sort of dictates our behavior and our different sexual strategies. So And it's also, it's harder for men to get women. So it's more impressive. Although that's not really addressing your thing. So your thing is, what? Could you just rephrase your question again?
Yeah, I was just wondering why.
What?
Why is it celebrated?
Yeah, why is it something to brag about when it is far more impressive when a man is able to keep a woman interested for a long period of time rather than a bunch for a temporary.
I got you, because it's hard for men to get laid. It's fairly hard for men to get laid, whereas for women, that shit is easy.
Eventide Fallacy super chatted $49.99. Some dude stated stats and asked to be rated with no pick, rolling eyes face. Brian, get some 25 to 35-year-old women on the show again. I'd wager there are more...
I'd wager there are more F-boys here in San Diego than Santa Barbara from what I observed. It's much harder to get laid as a... Can you pull that up, Carson? I missed the rest. Oh, it hasn't loaded yet. I think it's way harder to get laid as a city boy. Is that what he was going to say? Something like that. But our StreamYard's loading here. So I was saying that it's much harder for men to get laid. That's why it's impressive. It's easy for women to get laid. Super easy. So it's not impressive.
So are men easy?
Men are easy.
Yes.
But
yeah, they are.
Extremely easy. That's why it's so funny when girls tell us they can't get in a relationship with guys. We're like, what's wrong with you? Because we're so fucking easy.
Or maybe we're just not finding a man that we want to be in a relationship with. Maybe that's the reason why some of us aren't getting into a relationship. Maybe some of us do want to be in a relationship. Maybe some of us don't. But maybe it's because we're not finding that high-value man that we so badly desire.
But I'm answering why it's kind of impressive if a guy hooks up with a lot of women, whereas it's not impressive for women to do that, is because it's about difficulty. It's hard to get laid as a guy. It's quite easy to get laid as a woman.
I guess.
Y'all have, I'd say women strictly about getting laid, but honestly, even dating, y'all have that shit on easy mode compared to men. Y'all playing on recruit difficulty. No? You disagree?
I've met a lot of guys where I was ready to, be in a relationship with them, and then for some reason they would hook up with other girls. So yes, men are easy, but that's probably why a lot of men cheat, because as long as they have the opportunity to hook up with another girl, some of them will, and that's probably why hookup culture still exists too, because yes, it's women's fault, but men sometimes can't be really serious in their relationships, and that's why. Well,
the thing is this too, if other girls were working with you and not giving it away so easily, there'd be a lot more faithful men around there.
I think it's not just that. I think it's a lot of men are, I'm not looking for anything serious right now, I'm just doing casual. We hear that a lot here.
Yeah, but you still believe him and sleep with him though.
No, I don't. Personally, I don't. I know some girls do, but personally, if a man is not giving me what I want, I'm not going to give him what he wants.
What do you want?
Well, personally, I do want
a little closer to the mic.
I do want a relationship. I'd rather sleep with someone that I'm with and comfortable than sleep with other men. But a lot of guys here are like, no, I'm just especially it's my first year, or I'm just here to have fun, or my grandma died and this is why I cheated,
Well, I mean, I would say it's difficult in college because people, especially at a party school like UCSB or Santa Barbara City College, it is more difficult. But I think part of the problem is women are all chasing after the top 10, top 20% of men. So you're chasing after the guys who are most capable of sleeping with a lot of women. So why would they settle down? Why would they just pick one when they can have new novel experiences all the time? I would say that, perhaps often I think women overlook men that would actually be dutiful, loyal partners, but those men typically you don't find them attractive, they're not exciting, they're maybe, women often like bad boys, or you often hear this trope of wanting a bad boy, jerks, assholes, all this shit. How often do you hear women say something about the vibe doesn't exist, right?
It really depends. I mean, yes, definitely the guys that are very attractive are most likely to, you know, hook up because, you know, they can get some girls, so why wouldn't they?
Sorry, no, I was reading a comment.
Other girls throwing it at him. They're throwing it at him.
No, that you're right on that, but I'm just saying at the same time, like, I feel like being attractive shouldn't, like, matter. It should be what you feel and how you're comfortable with. So.
Okay, I think we had 2 of the girls left, but kind of they didn't even say bye. But okay, so we need to wrap here pretty soon. But okay, so whose fault is hookup culture? I just want to finish that really quick. Who? I don't know if did you go?
Oh no. Like she said, I think it's a balance. You can't have one without the other. Like when people say they have, like in high school, when people are like, "Oh, my body count is so high, and mine is so low." Like, who's lying here? Like, it's a balance.
I think it's definitely women, because if women weren't putting out, then men wouldn't have the ability to, and so there wouldn't be any hookup culture.
Exactly.
So it's because women are putting out and having sex with more men more frequently, they are controlling that. And men are obviously going to take it, because what else are they going to do? They're just going to, you know, not take it? Like, what?
Hey, listen, the fish market can't be open if there's no fish for sale.
Word. But really quick around the table on this, who controls access to sex, men or women?
Women.
Yeah, woman.
Woman, obviously.
Yeah, so I would say hookup culture, if we want to see hookup culture stop, because, well, women kind of control when sex happens, so do you have anyone to blame but yourselves on that one? You know, thoughts? Okay, crickets, here we go. Okay, so... And also, I mentioned kind of, as it relates to why it's impressive, just bringing it back to what you were saying about F-boys, why it's impressive for a guy to be an F-boy. I don't particularly, me personally, like, I've never been interested in just running through a bunch of girls. It doesn't interest me. As someone who's always been very focused individual, I don't have time. It's a headache a lot of the time with dating, and I'm sure women relate to this too. There's a lot of bullshit that comes with dealing, like with dating, and there's people flake, and it's just, I much prefer having a partner and having something serious with her, and it doesn't, also just the STD risk, it does not interest me. I don't want to, like, it's hard enough as it is dating. Imagine like fucking handicapping yourself and like getting herpes or some shit. Imagine like the fucking girl of your dreams and you have to disclose to her, oh, by the way, like, I'm positive. Like, I'm like, fuck, dude. It's already hard enough as it is. So for me, it's just not worth the risk. I've always preferred I like to sleep with a girl one time. It's just, there's no point to it. I much prefer continuity. I much prefer long-term things. And honestly, even if your motivation is strictly sex, you're going to have, I think, the best sex with someone that you care about and love, and she loves you, and you know what they, purely on a physical level, you know what they like, she knows what you like, there's a comfort. So I think, me personally, I'm not really interested in just having a fucking huge roster. It doesn't interest me, but word. So, but yeah, just to bring it back to the easy thing, it's very difficult for men to get laid. So that's why it's impressive. Like, an average girl could sleep with a new guy every single day of the week if she wanted to. Whereas, like, for a guy to be able to sleep with a new girl every single day of the week, that's like a top 1% guy.
It's a lot of work.
That's like, you got to be fucking good looking, have game, probably have status to pull that shit off too. You have to be bringing quite a bit to the table to pull that off. So I think there's a comedian, I forgot his name, but it's something like, it's easy to be a slut. It's hard to be a stud. Okay. I think they're hate me now. Okay.
No, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just like, it's not even, I don't know how I've encountered so many fuckboys, and not me personally, but just witnessed them. Like, I don't know how I've seen so many guys that are fuckboys, but it's apparently hard to get laid. I mean, obviously, I don't know what it's like to get laid as a male because I'm not a guy. But it's
That's
just
just
like,
hard.
it's just, I don't understand then how I've seen so many fuckboys. Or maybe it's just like, I don't know.
You've seen a lot of fuckboys?
Well, yeah.
Do you think there's more fuckboys than there are just like average dudes working at McDonald's that are invisible to most women? Like most men are invisible to most women.
Well,
And this is backed up by data from dating apps. Women swipe left, some of you are on dating apps, like you probably swipe no on like the vast majority of men. Women are also much harsher grades of a male's physical appearance than men are of women's physical appearance.
well, I feel like it kind of goes back to the easy part because men are easy, but finding a guy that meets your desired like expectations and your standards is very hard.
It's hard for guys too. It's hard for us to find like a decent woman.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like a woman that's like not gonna be like crazy and fucking talk back and fight and cause like everything's oppressing her. Like, you know, dude, it's like there's some crazy bitches out there for real. It is hard for dudes too. I get it. It's hard for you because it's harder for women because once you give up your body, you know, it's kind of like a gamble. You're like, is this guy gonna stay? Is this guy gonna stick around? You know what I mean? So it's harder for you. I get that. But at the same time, this is the world y'all made because your homegirls are out there giving out that cooch for fucking basically free.
Because I don't think men have really changed. Men, we've kind of just adapted to the new marketplace. So
women's happiness is going down every year. Men's happiness is kind of just like putting along, kind of, you know, it's slightly trending up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, women's happiness since in America, women have been increasingly unhappy every single year since I believe it was like the beginning of the women's sexual liberation movement, which is kind of a joke too, because like it was they tricked women to thinking like, oh yeah, you're going to be really, really, really valuable by giving yourself away to men very, very, very cheaply. That's how you're going to be liberated. It's like,
And it's only beneficial to the men.
yeah.
It's not helping women at all.
Well, it's only beneficial to the top tier of men, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, the
Well,
top percentage of men for sure.
Yeah. And then I think it's bad for women. I think it's
bad
kind of bad for everyone.
It's bad for everybody. Only in America is this hookup culture like experiment going on, and it's fucking everybody's miserable.
Well, what about like other Western countries too? Like Canada.
Yeah, well, America's leading the pack. You know what I mean? Canada, sure. Look at them.
UK.
UK, Australia is pretty miserable.
European countries and
Yeah,
stuff.
Western Europe. Eastern Europe's still very traditional. Traditionalism works. You can sit around and fucking cry about it. And I know we're in California. You're supposed to be all woke and all this bullshit out here. But look at these people out here. These people are fucking miserable too. So, I mean, people saying like, you know, oh, we can't go back to the 1950s because, you know, we're in a modern age. Yeah, we are in a modern age. And look at it. How's that going? Families are broken. Men are upset. Women are upset. Everybody's fucking fat. Like, we got to go back to where we got to go back to the way it was. Obviously, it was working. Clearly, we're not heading in the right direction. Look at people with mental health issues, all-time high. Okay, because we put like materialism out there. I think materialism is better. We think hookup culture is better. All this trash that doesn't fucking matter. What matters is family, communities, and relationships. You know.
All right, let's get these last 4 soup chats, and then we're going to wrap. Red Pill Crip, thank you for the $20 soup chat. What's up, man? I really enjoy your show. Been tuned in for about a month. Keep doing your thing. I'll say this. Your panels make F&F's panels look like relationship valedictorians. Nevertheless, keep up the great work. MLD, much love. Wait, so my panels make F&F's panels look like
valedictorians.
Really?
I saying with the stuff she's been saying today.
Oh, okay.
That's what he means.
Okay. Gus, $20 soup chat. These women are prime example. Fit from F&F is writing the book, Why Women Deserve Less. Oh, okay. Ladies, our dating strategy is to get quantity over quality. Yours is to get the best man you can retain after you hook up. Yeah, I think it's often phrased like a man's metric of success is to get the girl.
Yeah,
a woman's metric of success is to retain the
That was
guy.
actually originally coming from me.
Oh,
so
really?
I said this,
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
a male loser is a dude that can't get pussy. A female loser is a woman that can't keep a guy. Because because getting it is one thing, but retaining it and keeping it is the prize. Because most women don't say like, oh yeah, like my dream is I want to go get a degree and then like get ran through by 20 dudes in my freshman year of college, right? No, they think like I want to marry one guy, I want to have the dream house with that guy, I want to have kids, and I don't plan to like cheat on that guy on the weekend with the pool boy or anything like that. That's the typically what women want.
All right, we have Gus here, $20 super chat. I already got this one, my bad. We have, Derek, what makes a high value woman? $20 super chat. Good to see you, man. Thank you for all the support last show, man. Really appreciate it. So really quick, guys, what do you think makes a high value woman? Or did we already talk?
Yeah,
we might have already answered it.
Beginning.
Yeah, Derek, how about this? Just one trait. What do you think makes a high value woman? For our boy Derek here. Respect? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Proper love.
Respect.
One eternity later.
Loyalty.
Okay.
Caring.
Sure.
Commitment.
Okay. All right, Cameron Carlton, $20 super chat. Brian, fish are brain dead, and there's no excuse to continue to be puffy into February. If you're not a vegan, get it together, man. What?
I think he's just calling you fat for not being a vegan.
Oh, Pudgy Brian, hello. For not being a vegan, no, fuck that. Is anyone here a vegan or vegetarian?
I was vegetarian.
Okay. Good times. Okay, so before we wrap here, you wanted to talk a bit about oppression. Do you still want to talk about that?
No.
You're good.
I'm really tired.
Yeah, it's late. She's checked out. She's done. Okay, so unless anyone has a final thought, I'm gonna wrap.
We didn't talk about makeup much. I don't know if
would you like to touch on makeup?
I don't know.
Cook on it.
We really didn't touch on.
Go quick.
Oh God.
Quick.
Okay.
Go.
Oh shit. What can I say? Makeup. So if you guys don't know, I had this little video go viral from being on here, and it was me talking. Oh, you guys already saw it. We already saw it. You already heard it. Sorry, I spilled this water. Shoot, what can I say about it?
I have a question for you.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You don't like makeup, right? But
yeah.
You're wearing makeup right now, right? Correct?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So I saw your video and you were saying like it's really bad for you, for your skin. So why are you wearing it? You know, if you're like presenting this idea of no makeup, you should be the first one to come on here and be like, I'm not wearing any makeup.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Honestly, just as a little borderline thing to say, I only own mascara. I really don't wear like foundation or anything like that. And so I think that me saying that, it comes from me saying what I said, it doesn't come from a place of like wanting to put women down for wearing makeup. It literally, if you go back and watch the video, my entire point that I was trying to make was that it's not good for women's health. Right? So a lot of women don't know this, but a lot of the makeup products that they own, they contain a lot of carcinogenic, hormone disrupting, thyroid disrupting chemicals that can really affect your health. And so I think that all of those things are bad. And I think if women want to wear makeup, I would strongly urge them to move towards better alternatives. There are some really great brands that are like, not filled with all that crap, you know? And so I think that that's the best way if you want to wear makeup. But I think there's also something else I'd like to say about makeup and about how it affects us, you know, as a society. I think it's really sad that women feel... are you going to say something?
No, I'm listening intently. I'm happy to meet you.
I think makeup, you know, it started out as an okay thing, but... I think it really is a poison to our society. The fact that women typically, I'm not saying all of them obviously, but I feel like a lot of women don't really even feel the need that feel that they can leave their house without wearing it, right? Like they have it in their bags, they have it everywhere that they go, and they're sometimes using it as a replacement to enhance obviously their natural beauty, right? And I think that it's important that you can also enhance your natural beauty through taking care of yourself, you know, focusing on your health, and not just the mainstream health that all these influencers are telling you about, like don't drink your greens, don't do all that shit, don't be vegan, I swear to God. Please, like learn about your health as a woman, and I promise you will start to glow from the inside out, and you won't feel the need to wear makeup so much anymore. And that's my piece on it.
Bravo.
Did you guys have a response to her?
No, it's her opinion.
Okay. Do you want to talk shit about Natasha?
Me?
Huh?
No, I agree with her. I mean, I like the way you explained it. It definitely like sounded better than in the video. But yeah, no, I respect that. If you think it's not good for your skin, which a lot of products are not, that's totally true. I feel like a lot of girls feel insecure without makeup, and it shouldn't be the case either. So yeah.
Okay, anyone else? Final thought? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. So, by the way, guys, do you like the new TTS voice, the British thing, whatever? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. You could have been doing anything else, but you were here with me. I appreciate that. Thanks to everyone who super chatted and supports the show. Really appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate you. We got banned from the TikTok Creator Fund, a 6-month suspension. We're still on TikTok, but they kicked us out. I think it's just because we talked about sex in one of the videos, and TikTok's really strict with their community guidelines. So, yeah, it's crazy. So it means even more now that you guys are super chatting and supporting. Thank you, guys. Big thank you to our wonderful panel. Those of you that stayed for the whole show. I really
she had to go hang out with her boyfriends.
I really appreciate you. Oh, Mike Davis, fine. Oh, there he is. Where did you pull this dude in a suit looking like an injury lawyer who hangs out at the ER? This is our resident roaster, Mike Davis.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep. Yeah, he represented me in my my personal injury case. No, I'm kidding. All right, but yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. Really appreciate it. Thought it was a good panel. I like that you pushed back quite a bit. I thought it was.
Gotta make things interesting.
Yeah, no, it's good to have. If everyone just agrees with each other, then it's just kind of like makes for kind of a dull show. So I appreciate you bringing the
being
heat.
Controversial.
Yeah, thank you for bringing the heat. And yeah, so thanks to our chat mod, Zach, Candice, Nemesis, Umeshi, Blair. Thanks to Eric, Carson, top producer who's filling in for Eric today. He wasn't feeling great. Thank you once again to you guys for coming. Really appreciate it. Guys, we will be live again tomorrow. I'm doing a one-on-one interview with John, MLD, Modern Life Dating, about 2 p.m. We'll be then live again Tuesday with our next dating talk show. That's 7 p.m. Pacific. Mickey Mick, $20 super chat. Chick third down is nothing but a headache. Okay. Yeah, just at the end there, you had to throw it in. She adds no value and is just a complete pain. Shout out to the big homie MLD. Shout out Brian. P.S. Natasha is the perfect woman. What is her ethnicity? She's gorgeous.
Thank you. My ethnicity? I'm kind of a little bit of everything. I'm Italian and German and Swedish and all that stuff.
Rock and roll. Okay. Yeah, guys, once again, we'll be live tomorrow for a one-on-one interview with John around 2 p.m. Pacific. Tuesday, Dating Talk, 7 p.m. Pacific. Guys, thank you again once more so much for tuning in. Guys, we'll see you next time. Good night, guys.